What a year it's been for the Leeds Rhinos. They have arrived at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester ahead of their 6th Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. They claim the League Leaders' Shield to go alongside their Challenge Cup. The question is, can they complete historic back-to-back trebles standing in their way? Are the 2019 champions, the Halifax Panthers, known as one of the most successful wheelchair sides ever? But there is plenty of grand final history between the Leeds Rhinos and the Halifax Panthers. The Rhinos won the title in 2018 and are the reigning champions. However, the Halifax Panthers lifted the trophy in 2017 and 2019. This season's 4 meetings between the two sides have been split evenly, with 2 wins apiece, making this afternoon's Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final a not-to-be-missed event. 2022 has been a big year for the wheelchair format. It expanded to a 7-team competition with the introduction of Warrington, Wigan and the London Roosters after phase 1, where every team played each other once. The league split in 2, with the top 4 playing each other home and away. And for the 2nd year in a row, it was Leeds who finished top with 9 wins, 1 draw and just the 2 defeats. That was enough for James Simpson and his team to finish 1 point above today's opponents, Halifax, and take home the League Leaders' Shield. And just a short while ago, our very own Jamie Jones-Buchanan presented the Rhinos with the Shield for a remarkable 3rd time in the club's history. They won it back in 2019, 2021 and again this year. Speaking to James Simpson this week, he admitted this season has been the most competitive in the competition's history. Good afternoon and welcome to Manchester for the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final between the Leeds Rhinos and the Halifax Panthers. And I'm so excited to introduce my guest this afternoon, the Leeds Rhinos legend that is Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and the head coach of the England wheelchair side and the London Roosters, Tom Coy. Tom, I know for a fact that you would much prefer to be coaching your side in the showpiece event this afternoon. Instead, you're stuck here with Jonesy and myself analysing the game. But when you do look back on the season that was, given it was the London Roosters' first year in Super League, you must be so pleased to have finished in the top 4.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. I'm super pleased. To be honest, we spent the whole season figuring out ourselves and our identity and how we were going to work together as a team. So coming together for the first time under the pressure of playing against these lot, I thought we did really well.
And Jonesy, I just want to touch on the year that was for the Leeds Rhinos. Of course, we've witnessed the women's side lift the Super League trophy. The wheelchair team could do the same this afternoon. And what about your men's side, who went from 11th to grand finalists? Tell me how the week's been post Old Trafford.
Yeah, Jenna, I've never been as content in defeat, if I'm honest with you. I think the season finished really well for us, and it was a moral victory at the end of the day. But we played a really good St Helens side who deserved to get the 4th grand final win in a row. But we're really happy with where the club's at. As you mentioned there, the women's, the PDRL, the academy won the day after. We've got our wheelchair team out this afternoon. So really excited and a proud moment to wear that Rhinos badge.
Well, certainly the future looks bright for the Leeds Rhinos. Now, Tom, I want to talk a little bit about today's game, because we're seeing the Rhinos and Halifax go head-to-head, the 2019 champions being the Panthers against the reigning champions. Do these 2 teams deserve to be in the showpiece event today?
Without a doubt, yeah, without a doubt. I've actually played against them myself, both teams this year, where in the weeks where London Roosters have been short, I've had to get in a chair, and it didn't look good, trust me. But I know what these guys were like off the field from coaching them and then playing against them. It's just given me a whole other insight, and absolutely these guys deserve it. They've been the best.
And Jonesy, you and I have been speaking this week, and we've spoken a lot about the wheelchair game and how it has been one of the highlights for you and I to be involved and to be covering it. For viewers watching today who may not be familiar with the format, what can they expect?
Oh, a load of collisions, a load of excitement, a lot of speed, aggression. This has been one of the highlights of my year. Certainly that mid-season international week was fantastic when Tom's boys beat France. And I think we've got some of the best players in the world as well. We've got a World Cup to look forward to. And if anybody's got a great chance, it's some of these players out there really shining and flying the flag for Rugby League. And I think this is a bit of a precursor. I'm really excited. If you've not watched it before, you're in for a real treat.
And Tom, what about you as the head coach of England, given the World Cup for the wheelchair competition anyway starts in about a month's time? What are you hoping to see today?
First and foremost, I want them to compete hard, and I want them to play with respect. Those are the two things that I want to see. I want them neck and neck, absolutely driving each other for the best, but not crossing that line. And I think I will see that today. I'm confident of that.
Okay, well, our lead commentator today is Mark Wilson, and Mark has been involved covering this great game for some time now. He knows it inside out. So, Mark, can you take us through some of the rules and the similarities and differences between the running format and the wheelchair game?
Yeah, cheers, Jenna. I think as JJB said, you're going to be in for a high intensity. It's going to be high impact. It's quick. It's skillful. It's rugby league as you know it, but in fast forward. There's no slowing down in this format of the game. It really is a fantastic sport, and it's the most inclusive sport in the world as well. It's open to old and young, male and female, disabled and non-disabled players, so anyone and everyone can have a try at this fantastic sport. What about the rules then? You're allowed no more than 2 non-disabled players on the field at any one time, so those will be rotated from the bench. In terms of making a tackle, you've got to remove the tag from your opponent's shoulder. That tag has to be replaced before you can play the ball. In terms of scoring tries, as you would in the running game, get the ball down over the line unless you're a limited movement player. We've got 2 of those today. Jody Boyd-Ward for Leeds and Wayne Boardman for Halifax. They can get over the line. They've just got to touch the ball on their wheel for the try to count. In terms of the kicking game, players will punch the ball out of their hand down the field in open play, and they will take kicks from the kicking tee when they're attempting conversions or penalty shots. Other than that, it's just the same. 6 tackles, fast and furious, plenty of skill on show from all these. And if you think you want to have a go at this wonderful sport, then all the details are right there on your screen. Head over to the Rugby League website for all the details of how you can get involved. Let's have a look then at the 2 teams. The champions, we'll start off with them. Nathan Collins, England international. England internationals have played in this Leeds side. Collins, Simpson, Halliwell, Boyd-Ward and Clibbens are the starting 5. And on the bench, Josh Butler, look out for him. Horrobin and Smith make up the lineup as named by James Simpson. What about the Panthers then? They are very, very strong. Wayne Boardman, the coach, is in that starting 5. Jeremy Bourson, French international, outstanding player, as is Rob Hawkins, former Young Player of the Year in the Super League. Seb Bashar, England international, we know all about him. He is brilliant. Holmes makes up the 5. And on the bench, it's Hernandez, Green and Martin.
Thanks very much, Mark. Well, Wayne Boardman is the head coach. And as we just heard, they're one of the star players and key players for the Halifax Panthers. And Mark spoke to him just a short while ago.
Wayne, grand final day in front of the Sky Sports cameras. You must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. I don't normally feel the nerves, but it's a big spectacle, a big event today. So, yeah, a little bit of few nerves creeping in, to be honest with you.
You're taking on the champions. You've been the champions yourself. 2 of the best teams in the business. We're looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting game. Like, we know each other so well through England, through playing in the league all the time. It's just going to be really exciting and really energetic, hard-hitting game. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
For people watching it for the first time, and there will be new eyes on it today, what can they expect?
Lots of aggression, lots of noise, lots of big hits, tackle. It's very fast, very furious. It's actually faster, I think, than the running game. Tackle, we tackle really quickly. The tackles are done. We can't hold down like we can so much in the running game. So it's ferocious. It's tackle after tackle after tackle.
Where's this game going to be won today, do you think?
Errors. The team that makes the least errors will win this game. Finish it, completing your sets. It's not the fancy stuff that wins you the games. It's when it goes to ground and the mistakes that win you the game. So, yeah, be the mistakes.
You've been involved in this game for a long time. It's developing at a vast pace, isn't it now? The World Cup, etc. to come. How proud are you of the sport?
Oh, massively. It's like a rocket ship at the moment. It's just taking off so much. We've got so much coverage, Sky Sports, BBC, Facebook, everything. It's literally everywhere. Whereas before, you have to search the internet, you couldn't even get a post. Where now it's literally everywhere. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for more being an athlete.
Well, the very best of luck to you and your team today.
Appreciate your time.
Tom, I think it's fair to say that one of the big talking points ahead of this grand final is the inclusion of the 2 Catalan Dragon players in Seb Bashara and Jeremy Bourson. Can you help us understand, because obviously the duo play in the French domestic competition, help us understand how and why they're available and allowed to play today in the Super League grand final?
Yeah, I think this is totally clear. If you look back on rugby league history, there's been so many great examples of people playing in multiple competitions. You look at Wally Lewis playing for Wakefield, Andrew Johns for Warrington. One of my finest memories is him passing the ball to Henry Farfeli and him scoring in the corner. As a youngster, I love that. And these boys are doing that today. And Seb and Jeremy have made sacrifices to be here today. They've played games in the league throughout the season. They've come over and trained. They've missed work. They deserve to be playing in this game, and we want them here because they're great.
Yeah.
And those players that you referenced in the running game probably get paid a lot of money. What a commitment it is from the likes of said to come over and play for Halifax and ultimately help them get to where they are today.
Yeah. So I take it, Tom, from your response and answer there, it's a rule that you agree with?
100%.
Yeah.
We want to attract good players to our great competition. If you look at like the football in Premier League, they want all the best players playing in it. So we want all the best players to want to play here.
And you talk about attracting new viewers to the competition. We go back to the semi-final of the Challenge Cup between the Leeds Rhinos and Halifax Panthers. The Rhinos won that comfortably. Obviously, the two Catalan Dragon players were not playing for Halifax in that game. So today, we can anticipate a much more competitive and tight encounter, which is exactly what we want, Jonesy.
Yeah, Seb Bashara, we've mentioned his name a lot. We're going to listen to his name get called out a fair bit today because he's a big, aggressive player. He's going to get in front of Tom Hallowell. I reckon Wayne Boardman reckons that if they get in front of Tom and slow the England captain down, that's going to have a big detrimental effect on the Leeds Rhinos attack. But Nathan Collins' kicking game in the Challenge Cup final was a massive part in stifling Catalan, who Seb obviously plays for, and you can look out for his kicking game being a big part of it as well this afternoon.
I want to talk a little bit more about the sacrifices that some of these players are making, because Jonesy did touch on it. But given Jeremy and Seb both did pay their own way to come over here and take part in this great final. It's an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, if you've heard that, I guess it's true. I don't know myself, but like I say, they've missed work to be here. They both work full-time. The amount of back and forth they've done this year, Seb especially, to make all the England training sessions, it's been a huge sacrifice, and you can tell it's worth it for them because they get to play in situations like this.
And are they two players that we should keep a close eye on?
Oh, 100%. I think that they'll be huge for Halifax today, as well as Rob Hawkins. Those three on the ball are just a power trio. It's so hard to stop them.
Okay, well, as we know, the Halifax Panthers won the Super League back in 2019. They are taking on the reigning champions, the Leeds Rhinos, and their coach is also one of their star players and a huge ambassador for this wonderful competition, the Betfred wheelchair game. He is James Simpson, and Mark Wilson spoke to him a short while ago and heard his thoughts ahead of what promises to be a blockbuster match.
James, another grand final, another big occasion for you and for the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, it's another grand final in a different location this year, so I'm really excited about that. But it's been a really tough year for all the players involved in the league this year. Do you know, everything's come at a high price of physicality and athleticism to make any final. So for us to be in our second of the year and aiming for our third trophy of the year it's huge for us as a club, and we're just really excited to get out there.
We saw how emotional you were last year when you won the treble. What would it mean to you to do it again this year?
Yeah, it's very different this year. We're trying not to think about the treble. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves at the beginning of the year, maybe too much. Maybe I did a bit as a coach as well. So we kind of dialed it back to just having fun and going at one game at a time and playing what was in front of us. And off the back of that, we've produced an amazing year so far. So we're trying not to say the T word as much, but just to win another grand final, another trophy for the club would be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we're all buzzing.
And as ever, in a grand final, your opponent is a worthy one. Halifax are a good team in their own right, and they'll be fancying that they can knock you over today. How's this going to be won and lost? Yeah,
it's an all Yorkshire final, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be effort. Do you know, I think everyone knows now in these big finals, you set moves, you set plays. You know, that's not what wins it. What wins it is the effort and taking your chances when they're available. And it is down to who wants it the most, and who's going to fight the most, who can keep hold of the ball the most, and who can just take the chances when they're on offer.
Very best of luck to you today.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jonesy, James Simpson there saying he didn't want to mention the T word. I'm going to mention it because it's hard enough to complete the treble in 1 year. To go back to back would be remarkable.
I'd find it very difficult not to do the double treble. and what might it look like next year? But yeah, it's very much in the vein of Rowan Smith, isn't it? Process, methodology,
taking each game as they
come. But it is a massive occasion, and listening to Wayne Boardman talk about being nervous, his heritage number for England is number 1. It was right there at the inception. They've been pioneering, developed this game, have almost rewritten the rules and helped it evolve. And you, as I said, you're looking at the best players in the world on the park tonight, but you can also tell and sense how much it means to them.
Yeah, and Tom, I want to touch a little bit more on the Leeds Rhinos. They have been in such good form the last few years. They've really dominated this competition. I know Halifax had their turn the previous years, but what is it about this Leeds Rhinos side that make them so formidable?
Their whole is greater than the sum of their parts. They just come together in such a good way, and as a coach, I love what Simo's saying there. He's not just saying the right things, like he really does believe that. You know, it's not big finals is not about the fancy plays. It's about doing the basics as well as you can over and over again and not getting bored of it. And that's the reason why this team comes together so well.
So who goes into this game as favourites, Leeds or Halifax?
I'd say Leeds.
Leeds.
I'd say Leeds.
Jonesy, what are you thinking? Because I think Halifax, in fact, when you go online, might be just the slim favourites.
Yeah, well, a declaration of interest there. You know, I've got a bit of a different hat on as well, a little bit biased. I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit nervous for Leeds. I've listened to Wayne talk about their process this week, and they're really up for it. And they're going to get in their faces as the Leeds Rhinos and disrupt them. And if they disrupt them, then it all starts to fall down. That brings in a new level of discipline that they may not have experienced yet. But they've just got to stick to process and trust in each other, what they do well, and concentrate, start well, concentrate all the way through, stay relaxed and not think too much about the big picture. And if they can do that, they'll get to the end of the game, and I'm sure with a great result. Well,
Jonesy, I certainly won't be coming to you for predictions because I think I know the answer to that question. Tom, we did hear Wayne Boardman, the head coach of Halifax, earlier. He said that the team that makes the least amount of errors will win this game. Do you agree with him?
No, I don't, to be honest. I don't. I think I've looked back at the stats from the mid-season international, and we made more errors than France and completed less sets. So it's not that traditional version of rugby league that people are a bit more familiar with. It's about, can you score when you're in the red zone? The team that does that will be the one that wins. Okay, well, it certainly isn't long until kick-off, but 2022 has been a year to remember for the Leeds Rhinos. The men's side went from 11th to grand finalists. We saw the women's team lift the Super League trophy. Can the wheelchair side follow in their footsteps this afternoon in Manchester and lift the ultimate prize?
Into quite a month for the Leeds Rhinos club.
The women's, the men's and the PDR. The wheelchair now into their grand final.
What a performance. What a season for the Leeds Rhinos women.
Here come the vanquished Leeds Rhinos.
They've given it 100%.
Big day for the Leeds Rhinos, the wheelchair Super League grand final.
The physicality of the game.
What about this? The hands, that pass there at the end, brilliant.
And the skill is absolutely fantastic.
What about this for a break?
The speed at which these guys move around in the chair.
And now Clements is racing for it. Has he got the pace? The crucial moment. They are the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final winners of 2021.
Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. It is the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final between the Leeds Rhinos and the Halifax Panthers. And we will see a host of England internationals on show across both sides this afternoon. For Leeds, they have named a strong 8-player squad. Keep your eye on Nathan Collins. When he's on, he is impossible to stop. Player and head coach James Simpson, well, he is instrumental for this Rhinos side. He will likely play the entire game. Now, England captain Tom Halliwell will be a target for Halifax this afternoon. Speaking to Wayne Boardman, the opposition head coach through the week, he admitted that if the Panthers can't shut Halliwell down, then Leeds will dominate this grand final. And speaking of Boardman, this is the side he has selected to get the job done. Here in Manchester, the two names that automatically jump out are the Catalan players that have been drafted in for this winner-takes-all match, Seb Bashara and Jeremy Besson. The rules state that a player must have been included in at least 2 games during the regular season before they can be named in a final. And both Seb and Jeremy have played in 6 of Halifax's matches in 2022. Rob Hawkins has been part of this team since he was 15 years old. He is one of the best and fastest wingers in the wheelchair competition. The Panthers have high hopes for the 20-year-old. this afternoon. Tom Coyd and Jamie Jones-Buchanan are alongside me now. Tom, when you look at those two sides, any surprises?
No surprises really. So those are the players that have been performing well all year, and I think they're poised to have a day out.
I've mentioned a few players to keep a close eye on, but who would you say Leeds' biggest threat?
Nathan Collins.
Nathan Collins,
yeah,
why?
He's dynamite. He could either beat you with his pace, get in behind the ruck and score a try like that, or his kicking game will just kick you to death, and he might do both today.
Jonesy, who are you most excited to see out there today?
I think Rob Hawkins. I think the way that he makes it a wheelchair move, you'll be surprised at how fast he's going to go this afternoon. He'll make a big impact on the Halifax side. There'll be a big threat, and I think Leeds are going to have to really get in front of him. But the togetherness of the Leeds Rhinos side, the amount of time that they've spent together over the last 3 or 4 years, I think might just pay dividends and might get them over the line this afternoon.
Well, it really does promise to be a blockbuster here in Manchester this afternoon. The teams are moments away from coming out. So it's time for the traditional grand final anthem, Jerusalem, performed by Lynn Canning. Jerusalem, sung by Lynn Canning ahead of the 2022 Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. It is between Leeds and Halifax, and it is time to hand over to your commentators, Kyle Amor and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Jenna. Waiting the two teams to come out here onto the field. The best two in the business going at it to get their hands on the Betfred Wheelchair Super League crown. Leeds going for a second treble. Good crowd in here, looking forward to this one, and so they should be. Leeds in the blue and amber, and it's the blue and white of Halifax. And before kick-off, as is tradition in the wheelchair game, we will be introduced to all the players. And we'll start off with the captain, of Halifax, Wayne Boardman, comes out. Julio Hernandez, what a story he's got. Thomas Green. Keep an eye out for this fella, Rob Hawkins. He is one of the quickest in the business, and this boy can play as well. Jeremy Bourson, Catalan Dragons and French international. His team in England is Halifax. Thomas Martin introduced, as is Nathan Holmes. And this man, England international. What a player he is, Sebastian Bashara. We'll see him in the World Cup end of the season. What about Leeds then? We heard from him ahead of the game. James Simpson gives a thumbs up, looks calm. Nathan Collins, another mercurial talent, as is this young fella as well. Josh Butler, Ewan Clibbins, keep an eye out for him. An explosive player. The England captain, Tom Halliwell. Paul Horrobin, we'll see him maybe later on from the bench. Verity Smith, part of all the grand final winning and cup winning teams for the Rhinos. And Jodie Boyd-Ward, an England international who now applies a trail for Wales. And ahead of the kick-off, we will have 13 seconds of silence in respect to the Rugby Football League's Tackle It campaign. There is no room for racism or discrimination in any walk of life, and certainly not in rugby league. And if there's a sport more inclusive anywhere in the world, then I have yet to see it. Male, female, young, old, disabled, non-disabled. If you want to have a crack at wheelchair rugby league, you're more than welcome.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So there we go. Wayne Boardman looks on. He's been there and seen it and done it, but he's got to do it again today, as the players will shake handshakes. Kyle Amor is alongside me. We love our wheelchair rugby league. We are excited for this one. The two best teams in the UK going at it.
Yeah, they certainly are, Mark. A good afternoon to you and everyone else at home watching here today. The two very best sides of the Betfred wheelchair game going at it. And Leeds Rhinos, for them, can they go on and secure that treble once more? And for Halifax, well, they have won the grand final on 4 occasions, the Rhinos twice. So it's old enemies reunited here again. Who comes out on top, we'll get to find out.
You see those tags, the red ones of Halifax, the yellow of Leeds. One of those has got to be removed to make the tackle. The tag has got to be replaced before you can play the ball. We might see the odd occasion today, Carl, where 2 tags get removed, trying to slow the game down. They'll be penalised for that, of course.
Yeah, it's okay for them to do it at the same time, but if it's one after the other, Mark, you know, that's deemed a professional foul, almost like a flop in the running game. And it is a penalty, and it's an infringement at the play of the ball area, which will concede into a penalty. And one thing me and you have noticed, Mark, over the last season or two doing this game, and is that if you disrespect the ball and you come up with errors, you so often very much pay for a try, don't you?
Nathan Collins, one of the best players in the business, has got the ball on the kicking tee. His kicking game crucial in Leeds Challenge Cup final win earlier in the season, but we're underway in the Super League wheelchair grand final. Stand by, be blood and thunder, as here goes Bashara looking to weave his way forward. He's not been tackled, he'll offload to Bourson. Bourson again is not tackled, so Leeds at the moment just struggling to get a handle on this Halifax side. Eventually they do. Play the ball here, and again Bourson, and all about him, the French international. Again he offloads. It's been a good start from Halifax. They're going through the middle of the field. Lovely offload here, we could be in for the opening try, and they're racing away. And Nathan Holmes is over in the very first set of the game. Leeds could not get their defence right, and Halifax have made them pay.
Yeah, they certainly have. You mentioned it, Mark. Leeds' inability to get the tags and slow the play of the ball down. A number of occasions, Jeremy Bourson going to the line. It's Seb Bashara gets in between 2 players, and a little right-handed flick there to Nathan Holmes, who just races away to score inside of 40 seconds. Is the dream start for Halifax.
Well, this is Rob Hawkins, the kicker. You see the ball on the kicking tee. The venue falls silent, and the first kick is a successful one. 6 points to nil, Halifax lead, and this is a dream start.
It certainly is. They're just not off the bus, are they, at the moment, Leeds? And their inability just to get the tags. But watch what Seb Bashara does. That little hip movement there just allows him in between Collins. And that right arm comes free. Get used to hearing those names today. Hawkins, Bashara, Bosson. He'll feature heavily in this side, no doubt about that.
Try scorer Holmes, former England international. Again Bashara evades a tackle. And still Leeds can't make the early tackle. Well, we were told to expect Halifax to come out firing early on, and that's exactly what they are doing here. Boardman moves it wide. They're going to kick over the top, and they're quick on the outside here, trying to get round the edge. Besson just beaten to it.
Yeah, Simpson there. He anticipated that coming. He was able to react quicker than Bolson chasing. He was able to get his chair round and nullify that threat of that kick as Collins goes forward now.
He'll be weaving his way in and out of the defence all day. He's held on the halfway line. Boyd Ward will come forward. Boyd Ward evasive, gets a nice offload away. Halliwell looking to keep play going. No place to pass it to. He's still not tackled. He is eventually by Bashara. Collins is going to kick in behind. They're turning Busson round. He will get to it first. What's the Leeds chase like? And the first player out of the chair, Tom Halliwell, makes the tackle.
Yeah, it had to be important that as well on Busson. Just stop any momentum because this boy can move.
He can. Hawkins is trying to get away down the sideline. We heard the referee there just saying to Ewan Clubbins that he was offside.
He was stopped.
And there's just a clash there. It was a rare stoppage in a wheelchair game, but Halifax at the moment, they are looking very, very lively indeed. Ball now with Bashara. Bashara keeps it high and out of the way. Looks to put some pace in, and Boyd Ward makes the tackle. They'll still be having a running battle, but Busson now is quick, and he's waving his way through, and he's going for the line. Can he reach out? No. Tackled a metre away. Quick play of the ball. They're looking to move it here. The tackle was made.
Desperate stuff there from the Rhinos, first on Busson, and then Jody Boyd Ward able to tackle Hawkins in the corner. He showed us already, Hawkins hasn't he, his ace card, which is speed. You get him on, yeah.
Does well there, finds Simpson. He's tackled. Boyd Ward will come forward again. Boardman can't make the tackle, so the ball is offloaded to Halliwell. Halliwell is tackled, quick play of the ball, that's what Collins wants. Collins has got defenders turned away, weaves his way through one, still going, gets a pass away. Can Halliwell keep it alive? He's looking for the flick pass, but I think the tackle was made.
Yeah. OK, when you're ready, Tom.
We expected a fast start, 4 minutes gone already. Breathless stuff here in Manchester. Season-defining game. Collins with a chip over the top. Boardman trying to get back. Ball, was it knocked on? I think it was. Halliwell couldn't take it in.
Oh, a little right idea there from Collins. I thought perhaps if they'd have just ran it rather than kicking it, then they had Halifax in trouble on that right-hand side. But Collins elects to kick over the top. And the ball is spilled.
A couple of times, though, Collins has managed to get defenders not in front. You know, he's managed to turn them round, hasn't he? And that could be the threat for Leeds.
What we saw in the Challenge Cup final, when the Rhinos played Catalan, nice man here, Seb Bashara, was involved with Catalan that day. They just played the second half so well, didn't they? Largely through Nathan Collins' kicking game.
Well, here's Besson now. A little flick pass out the back to Boardman. Boardman puts it back inside. Here's a try scorer, Holmes. Coming back to this near side. Tackle is made on halfway. He's not square. He's got to turn his chair around. That's it. And face the goal line before he can play it. And he does that and just takes his time.
Let's go, Halifax, come on.
Told to get on with it now. He's just waiting for his team to get lined up. Boardman's going to kick. That's a good kick. Hawkins is after it. Collins is after it. Two of the quickest in the game. And Collins is out of his chair, but that'll be a penalty because that was a push. And in a game that's got so much physicality in it, Kyle, it's the simple push, isn't it, that's frowned upon.
It certainly is. And they're just competing for the ball here. But Jeremy Bourson there. If there's one little area of criticism for him, he has that in his game. He can so often just lose his head and give away penalties. There's no doubt about it, though. You get that man the ball near the line, he's so threatening.
Kyle, it's elite level sport. They play on the edge, don't they? They play on the edge. Here's Halliwell. Offered the dummy to Boyd Ward.
Get off the chair.
Tackle is made.
Get off the chair.
The ball now working its way across to this near side.
3 there. 3.
Clibbins has hands on it. On halfway. I've got the feeling Leeds are just trying to feel their way into this final. That's better. Here's Collins. Now he's ducked out of one. He looks to get the ball away. Here now is Simpson. Simpson gets it away to Halliwell. Halliwell still going back to Simpson. Simpson had Boyd Ward on the wing. This is the last one. Here's Collins. Collins moves it wide to Halliwell. Clibbins just overran him. Back to Clibbins. Clibbins to Collins. Collins gets it to Simpson, and the ball's gone forward. Better from Leeds.
Better from Leeds, yeah. They just targeted in around the middle, and then when they got an opportunity with the retreating defence of Halifax, they moved the ball, came back inside there, but it's Simpson who couldn't take. Collins out his chair now.
That's 2.
Yeah, he flipped himself out of his chair there. Here's Bosson. Boyd Ward, body in front. Great shot from the Welsh international. Here's Hawkins now. Has to regain his balance before he plays it to Boardman. Boardman now looking to offload. He's wrapped up last one. Halifax are going to have to kick. Here now is Hawkins, just dribbles it through. Bashara is offside and the ball will skip away. And Leeds will get a tap restart. And well, after that blistering Halifax opening, it's been pretty tight thereafter.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think the Rhinos have just sort of edged it in that department. Just there, a little kick there from Hawkins, just really to clear his line. And Simpson now, he'll start it off through Halliwell as well. Get used to seeing him. I don't think there's anyone out there who'll touch the ball more times than him.
Halliwell back in his chair, England captain. Gets it away to Clibbins, gets it away to Simpson. Approaching halfway. Here now is Collins, is chipping over the top. Busson gets a nice bounce initially, needs to get the ball. Collins has got it back. And back to one, says the official. So another set here as Clibbins works his way through. Bashara gets the tackle. They're right where they want to be. They've got numbers to the left. Halliwell can't get it away. And another set restart. Another set restart. Clibbins going for the line, just setting play up. A couple of metres away. We'll play it now to Collins. They're offside here. Bosson again penalised.
Yeah, said he has that in him.
Well, here's Halliwell, gets it to Collins, chance here, Collins going for the line! He was tackled, so he's allowed to regather the ball and play it again, Nathan Collins. Simpson comes to the line, gets it away to Halliwell. Halliwell is tackled a metre out, they've got numbers if they go left quickly. That's where they're going, Collins with a catch. Dang! A tackle there, Hawkins, and there's a player down, and this could be a bad one here. Is it Nathan Collins who's been upended? He's on the ground at the moment.
Can't afford to lose him. I was watching the ball, Mark. I didn't actually see what happened there.
Maybe pick that up, but he got clattered. He was on the ground, but Leeds had a chance there. Fair play to Halifax, Carl. They defended it well.
Yeah, the scramble defence outstanding. Seb Bashara at the middle of it all as well.
Here's Clibbins again. Clibbins draws defenders centre field. Now they've got the numbers. Now they'll execute. Brilliant hands. The pass from Collins. And James Simpson over in the corner. Leeds build up the pressure. We just saw Collins get smashed a couple of tackles before, but he was there taking on the line again.
Yeah, just look at him there out the back of that. Seb Bashara, he knows he's done for numbers. He has to come in and take a bite on him. He tries his very best. But the simple catch and pass, such an underrated skill. Under time and pressure as well. And he's able to do so. Finds Simpson in the corner. And it's the coach who drags them back into this. Can they turn 4 into 6?
Well, Collins is there, looking to add the extras. He's a prolific goal kicker. Played in the physical disability rugby league team for the Rhinos as well, but he's concentrating on the wheelchair game now. And when he's one of the best in the business, it's quite a simple decision to make, isn't it? Yeah. He's looking now to add the extras. Comes looking to add the extras, but it's waved away, so he can't convert it. Disappointment there for Collins, but he was heavily involved in the try.
He certainly was there. Just that catch and pass. Seb Bashara there, just taking his time away from him, trying to put his skill under all sorts of pressure, but he's able to execute. And Simpson knew that, just held his width. Not the simple of put-downs. 6-4.
Okay, make sure behind.
Boardman kicks off. Clibbins will race back. The restarts can be something of a difficult proposition for the receiving team because of the nature of the hard surface of the ground, Kyle. They literally can bounce anywhere, can't it?
Yeah, they certainly can. And then normally in the running game, that would be it'd be a dropout. But because of those things that you've just mentioned, Mark, it's the attacking side who end up defending off the back of it.
There's Boyd Ward. Got the pass away. That will be play on. Just a split-second pass before the tackle. Clibbins again. Halliwell on the move. Leeds starting to grow in confidence. Busson makes the tackle. Leeds looking to speed it up. Collins overrun it. Referees let them get on with it. So Clibbins will straighten things up again. Collins this time gets his hands on it. Now he kicks in behind. Busson is chasing back. The ball on the ground and eventually collected by Holmes. But there's a knock on.
Yeah.
So Leeds are going to get it back.
Interesting stuff. We saw last time when they were down here, they were able to come away with points, and for Halifax, they've got to be able to see this set out.
Clibbins tackled. Halliwell now goes one way, cuts back. That was touched in flight, I think. Referee's going to say play on. Clibbins is tackled in front of the post. We'll play it now. Here's Halliwell trying to occupy defenders in the centre of the field. Boyd Ward waiting on the touchline. Almost lost the post there, which does happen in this format of the game. Clibbins again, hands on it. He's just there to take the carry forward. Halifax defending well enough at the moment. Halliwell, plan move here possibly. Busson gets him. This is the last one. Collins wants it. Little back flick and he's in! He's in. He's got past Busson. And that is going to be a try. Collins is on the ground. The referees are consulting, but the try is given. Two in quick succession for Leeds. So quick, so agile near the line is Collins. They couldn't keep him out.
No, he couldn't. He's a fantastic player, isn't he? He's a special player for the Rhinos as well. And that gap there, Mark, it didn't even seem possible to squeeze through. But that man there, Collins, he just gets in between Bashara and Boson. The little flick there from Halliwell. He's just able to squeeze. He's just smart wheelchair play from him.
Well, we talk about bravery. You know, he's putting his hand out there. There's chairs, there's wheels, there's metal, there's defenders.
Well, he goes by the nickname of Scraps, doesn't he? Because of his scrappy nature. He's not afraid to get involved in anything. So often I've seen him and Jeremy Boson in those international games going at each other. And in terms of size, it's almost David against Goliath, isn't it?
Well, David comes out on top on this occasion.
Certainly does.
And he had the extra, should be a straightforward one for Collins to convert his own try. This time makes no mistake, and all of a sudden the champions are in front for the first time in Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, apart from that opening try in the first 40 seconds, it's all been the Rhinos. But look at how small that gap is there to squeeze in. Seb Bashara, he's turning around thinking that Halliwell's impeding him, but not the case for the referee. And the Rhinos, well, they've shown their champion form, aren't they, over the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, Boardman will opt to kick deep, looking to turn Leeds around, but the ball again just evades everybody. And they will start
Wait there, Nathan. Wait.
with a tap restart. Collins has it. Halifax in the line across the field. Simpson carries.
One.
Leeds now with two quick tries. Looking to go forward. Halliwell, we've not seen much from him yet, but it will come throughout this game. He'll keep putting himself in the line, keep asking questions. Here now is Collins again. They kick over the top. They're looking for a bounce, but Busson just beat him to it this time.
Oh, I thought he nearly got there, Collins.
Well, there's a quick play of the ball, though, here. Good tackle from Leeds, who did well to get two tags off, but here they go now with Hawkins. Hawkins wants to play it. Got to turn himself square. Now he'll play the ball. Bashara comes forward. Ducks under one. He's got pace across the ground. He's still evading tacklers. Look at this. He's still going, Bashara. He's still going. Gets it to Bosson. Bosson looking to go to the line. I think he's been tackled. He's been tackled. He didn't realise the tag came off. But here come the Panthers now. They've got numbers. They move it wide. Hawkins back to Bournemouth. He's knocked it on. I think there was a hand on it from Leeds, so Halifax will get it back, but Bournemouth thought he was in.
Sure did there. Hawkins a flick back inside, and it's Halliwell comes off his right arm, and it's another set of 6 for the Rhinos to defend. But that try from Bosson, that would have been a special try, wouldn't it? Terrific defence from the Rhinos, though.
Here's Bashara. Bosson on the crash, looking to work his way in. This time he is over. Well, it's been deemed he put it down short of the line, I think, and he's lost possession. We'll have a look at that again. Bosson thought he was in, but Leeds were quickest to react, and Leeds get it back, but the champions were wobbling there as Boyd Ward comes forward. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, that is a great call. Great call from the official.
Yeah, he got it spot on there, didn't he? But that's just the threat mark that you can't switch off against Halifax.
Look at it, they'll need a good kick here, and Collins arrows it down, and it ball bobbles to the post. That's a great kick. Hawkins is on his own line, and Leeds now have got Halifax penned in.
Mark, this is exactly what they done against Catalan, wasn't it? Anytime they were in trouble, just through Collins, the smart kicking game. What about the weight on that kick as well? Perfect to turn them around.
Here's Bashara, though. Bashara gets away from one again.
Oh, he's a good player, isn't he?
Him and Bosson linking up, but we've got a penalty. He didn't re-tag. Bashara protests his innocence. He's furious. Let's have a look at this again.
Oh, no, he's actually double-tagged on one arm. He's been guilty of playing too much.
Yeah, give us the ball, mate.
Wow, that is a big call. Bashara is penalised, and you mentioned respecting the ball. It's quite often play of the ball penalties, isn't it, that are the worst ones to give away.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Halifax have got about them. You know, they do give away a lot of errors. But Jodie Boyd-Ward, she's now done the same.
No tag there.
Giving away a penalty with ball in hand.
The frustration, I think, for some of these players sometimes is they literally don't know that one of the tags has come off, do they? Or they think they've put it back on, it hasn't taken to the shirt.
And I suppose, you know, for the viewers at home, in terms of if you want to contrast it to the running game, it's the equivalent of winning the floor and trying to play the ball too quick, but just losing it at the last second. Your intentions are right. You want to get your side on the front foot, but you've got to respect and think about what you're doing.
4-point ball game. A couple of really tight battles in the Super League between these two in the regular season as well. As Boardman offloads it now, they're looking to play out the back. Here now goes Rob Hawkins. Hawkins is still going. Hawkins eventually tackled. He was double tagged there. Here now is Holmes. Holmes goes forward. Will play the ball now. Boardman. Oh, flick pass to Bashara. Bashara's lost it. Oh, I think the referee's going to let him off there because he's saying that the tackle had been made, in which case he is allowed to regather possession, and a bit of a wry smile on his face this time. Maybe knows he got the look of the call as Boardman now looks for Bosson, feeds it to Bosson, and the ball. Oh, he was offside.
He was offside.
Just here.
The defence from Jodie Boyd-Ward on the play early when Boardman done that flick pass. We just see there Jeremy Bosson. He's about 2 metres ahead of the kicker in Boardman.
Look at this for a kick downfield.
Just on that
over halfway.
Just on that play earlier there, Boyd-Ward anticipated that Seb Bashara was going to get dropped off there by Boardman, and that's what you need, Mark. You need your head in every single play of every game, particularly in these big finals.
That's 2.
Don't get caught out with anything just through switching off or a lack of effort.
Well, evading tackles momentarily. Here goes Simpson now. Lovely swerve through.
He's so good at that little hip movement there to get in between gaps.
They're tangled. That is one of the rare stoppages we'll have this afternoon when the wheels get tangled. Here now is Halliwell, kicks over the top for Collins. Ball in the air, great catch there, brilliant work. That was great work from Holmes.
Time off there, time off.
Simpson is down, and
that's another example of not switching off. You know, Halliwell looked like he was going to kick to the far left side. He switches it back. Collins chasing it, but Holmes, he was first there to react as well, and had to be, because if he wasn't, then Collins was away again.
Bashara kicks over the top. Bosson's got the run on him here. He needs a bounce. He needs a bounce. He's going to get a bounce. And Bosson is going to score underneath the posts. That was a planned move from the Panthers, and it pays off handsomely. We are all level in the grand final at 10 points apiece.
What a try that was. What a kick. Seb Bashara knows that Jeremy Bosson's opposite James Simpson. And if I'm honest, like us all in any sport we play, as you get older, you start to lose things. And James Simpson there, he's known to losing his pace. He perhaps isn't as quick as what he once was. And Bosson, he's able just to get the jump on him, gets the bounce as well, and just glides and rolls all the way down and puts the ball under the posts for a simple conversion for Hawkins.
The pace, the control of the chair, the balance, all there as Hawkins slots over the goal. And the lead once again changes hands. Halifax have been under the pump last few minutes, but it was Bashara's kick. Perfect. And Bosson did all the rest.
Certainly do. The two Catalan teammates combined. They are playing for Halifax now. Due to the French season finishing, Jeremy Bosson playing about 6 or 7 games so far for Halifax.
Okay, make sure behind him then, when you're ready.
JJB said earlier, Leeds have gone short here from the restart. They were looking to they've made a change here. Josh Butler has come on. You see him wearing 3 there. Bottom of your screen. I think Collins is still out there. Ewan Clibbins is a player that's made way for the Leeds Rhinos. They don't make too many changes in the game. And here come Halifax again. Bashara trying to play it quickly. Gets it away. Bosson will take it into traffic.
3 there, 3.
Ball now goes forward. Holmes carries it.
That's 4, tackle 4.
Gets it away. Quick play of the ball. Bashara now. He's got defenders turned away. Flicks the ball away, and Hawkins will do the rest. Brilliant Halifax Rugby League. And the try is given. The Panthers go back-to-back, and all of a sudden they lead by 6.
Well, look, and guess who's there featuring it all, Seb Bashara. Watch what he does there as he just catches the ball. He shows Butler the inside pass there, and it gets him space on the outside, and he's then able to find, just watch there, that little inside pass there. It does Butler, and it makes space out wide, and there's no one quicker in the game than Rob Hawkins. Just able to get on the outside there. Halliwell turns thinking that something's happening through the middle. Loses sight of his man, and those two celebrate, and why wouldn't they?
Hawkins then with the kick, sends it towards the post and continues his nice start. 3 from 3 and a try as well for Rob Hawkins. Former Young Player of the Year in the Super League. And he's one of the quickest in the business.
What about the acceleration there from Bashara as well? You know, one thing about Seb is when you get up close to him, you realise he's a massive man, such a huge, big upper body, all power, strength.
Let's have a look then. We've got a grand final today. We've got 2 of them tomorrow. The NRL Women's Grand Final sees the Knights take on the Eels. 5:15 start for that one on Sky Sports Arena. And then the NRL Grand Final. The Panthers taking on the Eels. Will the Panthers go back-to-back? Will the Eels win their first grand final? That's tomorrow, 8:30. Looking forward to that, but there's plenty of rugby league on show here as Bashara again advances forward. Boyd Ward is busy and makes the tackle. Ball now centre field. Here goes Holmes again. He's looking for a quick play of the ball, but he was double tagged there. Referee said simultaneous. So they get away with that one. Boardman is thinking about the kick. Oh, it's a wild offload, but Bashara was quick enough to react and collects it. Now they're looking to work it. Bosson have got numbers. Leeds have turned their back here. Danger. Kick over the top. Collins is getting back. Will he get the ball? Wow. Holmes was out of his chair. He threw everything at that, but he just couldn't get hold of it.
He certainly did. The little kick there, the soft kick from Bosson. And watch here. He almost tries to Tommy Makinson finish in the corner, doesn't he?
1 there, 1.
Brings it forward. An 8-point lead, but as you've seen already this afternoon here, that can last a matter of a minute or 2. The Leeds will be wary of that as now they work their way forward. Good evasive run there from Simpson. Here's Halliwell now. Halliwell looking to come down the short side. Then he goes back in field. Better hands. Oh, couldn't take it in. He went backwards. On board. Ward is quickest to react.
They're in trouble there, Halifax, if that pass was able to find Simpson. Just over his right shoulder.
Son is allowed to regain his feet in the ball now, kicked over the top. Is it just going to skip away? It did. One roll too many for Leeds.
Yeah, they're just trying to turn the screw. Collins there with the kick over. It just rolls over, like you said, one more too many.
On that green line, Leeds.
Yeah, Boardman now, he'll start with the ball to try and clear their own lines once more through Hawkins. Jody Boyd-Ward there meeting with contact once more.
Great run here. Holmes is working his way forward. Finally tackled. Pushing through now. Bashara is going for Basson again. This time the ball will beat him, but Leeds have got to be aware of that now because Bashara and Basson are starting to link up nicely.
They certainly are. Well, if it works once, they're going to try it again and again, aren't they? And it's just the speed that Bosson's chasing with. He's trying to get the jump in. Obviously, the defender of the Rhinos has to turn as well as sprint back. Bosson, all 6'4" of him, using that massive frame just to gain momentum.
Here's Halliwell. Oh, ball on the ground. That was uncharacteristic.
Okay, that's a knock-on. Not really, but it's a knock-on.
And they are going to get the ball back, Halifax. And Leeds at the moment are under a little bit of pressure here.
Ready, Rob?
You see Collins drop it too many times.
Well, it's coming in waves, isn't it? The first 10 minutes, apart from the opening try, belong to the Rhinos. And then since then, Halifax are fighting back now and getting into the groove, and this man Bosson's had it.
He is. He's on the ground at the moment. Leeds have managed to stop him here. He'll get up, regain his balance, make sure the tags are on. And then he'll go forward. Bashara trying to weave his way in. Quick play of the ball, flicks it to Boardman. Boardman's trying to duck underneath, but he was tackled. Well, if there was a gap, it wasn't there long.
No, Simpson and Halliwell just shut the door on them.
Basson, good tackle, eventually from Leeds, but they need to get back on their own line. Last one. They're going to move it now. Bashara to Basson. Basson evasive. Boardman kicks through, but Simpson is there, and Leeds get their hands back on the ball.
Yeah, Simpson in the right place at the right time there. Boardman putting a kick in. I don't think any of the other side knew it was on.
Leeds just got to stay patient here, haven't they? They've not had a lot of ball in good areas of the field in the last few minutes.
No, they haven't, no. And I think they'll just look to Collins just to kick over the top again. And try and get the ball back and just really restrict the meters of Halifax. Try and flip the game back on its head in their favour.
Here is Collins now, gets it away. This fella can move as well. Butler evading, gets it away. Halliwell. Halliwell's away. Now he needs support. Can he get the pass away? No, Basson gets him.
Just felt that pass had to go, didn't it?
Here now is Collins. It'll kick over the top. Needs it to stay in the field of play, but it'll just evade him. And Collins almost there. Ends up in the crowd.
Yeah.
Referee says there's nothing in it. I wouldn't want to be on the end of that, would you?
Well, but look at the skill there from Halliwell. His ability just to ride tackles, drop his shoulders, his hips as well. Collins with a delicate little kick over the top, and the chase is hard. But once again, the last 2 or 3 of Collins' kick marks have just ran too far, haven't they? And look to sort that out if he can.
Fine margins. It is the wheelchair
error
final. It looked like Bashar had spilled that, but he is, of course, protecting himself when he falls out of the chair, so the referee allows him to replay the ball now. Basson again attracting defenders. Boardman starting to just try and drop players off underneath him. Gets it away here to Holmes. Holmes hit hard, but here comes Bashara again. Bashara to Basson. Oh, beautiful! Absolutely beautiful! And Hawkins is in again. Double for him. The handling skills of the Panthers, sensational. And they extend their lead to 22 points to 10.
Yeah, this is just brilliant rugby league, isn't it? Bashara at pace, gets on the outside of Simpson, and it's just a catch and pass, drawing of numbers. And Hawkins there gets his second try of the afternoon. And it's probably the pick of them so far. Just look at these hands, all quick, speed. Brilliant to see. Rob Hawkins, he scored 4 tries in the 2019 Grand Final when these two sides last met. Of course, in a deciding game. He's just got 2 today.
taking on board some fluids. Halifax, number 11, looking to convert his own try. He goes very high here, but the flags go up again, and he's turning every try into 6 points at the moment, but this was the best of the day so far.
Yeah, he's a proper winger, isn't he? As soon as he gets that off Bolson, there's nobody in this game who's going to catch him there. But I just loved everything about that try, the way they set it up on this left-hand side. Seb Bashar arriving at pace, carrying the ball overs and just making the edge defenders turn in, catch and pass. Wonderful rugby league try.
Halifax ball on the line. On that cross
Well, you mentioned Tommy Makinson's style finish in the corner. Well, the way Rob Hawkins is going, Tommy Makinson might be doing some Rob Hawkins finishing in the corner.
Okay, we're ready.
He can play.
The acceleration there, just gets on the outside of people. He's so quick.
He's still going, and this is dangerous. And Hawkins now looking to outpace Halliwell. He's got away from Halliwell. He's still going on. He's out of his chair. Nearly run over there by Simpson. Bodies on the ground in the grand final. And they've got a penalty here. Hawkins is all right, he says, but that, I think he's going to have a kick at goal here. And maybe more than anything, might just give himself a breather. What a run that was!
Well, we said Tommy Makinson, well, he showed it all there, doesn't he? His work out of backfield was incredible. His pace to get away. And Simpson there was a smart play, really, in the end. Certainly denied him a try. Just look at the acceleration there, the evasion to get away from Halliwell. His chair's left on the floor, and then there's two more after it. Desperate stuff.
People saying, what's this wheelchair rugby league like? It's like that.
Nuts. It's nuts.
Here's a chance to extend the lead then. He's pulled that, he's missed that one. He's missed it. So, missed opportunity for Hawkins then. It's easy to say with hindsight, but you just wonder with a 14-point lead, Carl, would they have been better trying to run it there? But the game is so fast. We normally talk about defensive teams needing a breather. Well, when you're going end-to-end like they are doing Halifax, sometimes you need a breather.
Well, you just can't have a minute off in this game, because if you do, it'll find you. And that's what we love about it, Mark, isn't it? The end-to-end nature of the game, as well as the skill and athleticism on show.
That is brilliant, isn't it? Basson, Bashara,
he's been great.
Here they go again. The Panthers trying to work forward. They've got numbers. They play it now. Basson into the line. They've got numbers out wide. Basson is still going on. He reaches out.
Good tag there.
But Butler got hold of him.
What's he going to give?
Well, Butler's got the tag in the hand, but the referee may deem that Basson got it down before that tag was removed. Basson, who's been threatening all day, has worked his way over the line despite Butler's protests. And look at the smile from Wayne Boardman. He knows his side are right on top here.
Yeah, I mentioned how Jeremy Basson near the try line. He's such a tall man. And he's able just to keep hold of that ball in that right arm, weave it around a bit like Ali Lawatiti and just dot the ball down. But one thing I've noticed just with the naked eye with Halifax, Mark, it's just pace, pace, pace. Everything they're doing seems to be at a quicker speed than their opposition. And like in all sports, speed kills. Bolson, Bashara, they just inject themselves into moments, don't they?
Hawkins from a pretty similar angle to the one he just missed from the penalty. Look to rectify that. And this time he sends it, hits the post and goes over. Well, the good kickers don't often miss twice from the same spot, but I think he's breathing a big sigh of relief on that one.
Yeah, just look at the speed and everyone's arriving onto the ball. If any one of those two players outside, whether it be Hawkins or Boardman, then they just coast in as well. Jeremy Bolson, Seb Bashara, I've mentioned them a number of times already. It's just how quick them two are playing the game, introducing other people into it as well.
Halifax have got it back. 20-point lead. And this is a big 5-minute period for the defending champions Leeds. Ball moves across.
Three there, simultaneous.
Good tackle on Holmes. Leeds won't want to concede another try here.
That's four.
As Bashara carries again. Ball played. Here's Hawkins again. Wherever he's involved, there's danger. Look at the movement.
Five and last.
Last one, Bashara leading the charge again. Boardman outside him, kicks back across field. The bounce could be crucial. Collins is there.
Smart play from Collins. Everybody heading out to that right-hand side. He just kept moving, almost pendulum from the left to the right to mop that ball up.
He did indeed.
Tom Halliwell's been quiet, hasn't he, today?
He has by his standards. Let's hear then from the England coach, Tom Coyd, part of our team here this afternoon on Sky Sports. Tom, Leeds got it all to do at the moment.
Yeah, they're under the pump, aren't they? I think Halifax are just too fast for him at the minute, but I'm confident Leeds can bring it back. They're not getting flustered.
How do they bring it back?
They've just got to go back to the process that was working for them really well. Like this, what you're seeing right now, kick into space. And if the ball pulls up, which it doesn't, unfortunately, they're in the game. But it's just that there's a lot of pressure on Nate to make these kicks. So just got to get back to doing what he does well.
And with your England hat on, you'll be noting the form of Mr. Bourson. He's having a wow of a game, isn't he?
Yeah, he always plays well, mate. He's so fast and strong. And Leeds is struggling to deal with him at the minute.
Well, we'll hear more from Tom and Jamie Jones who can, and with Jenna at half-time. The England coach will be naming his England squad on Monday for the World Cup, as here goes Bourson again. He has been a threat and he gets it away, and there's more danger here. Bashara showing his pace. You know the rest. Hawkins is in again. Hat-trick for Hawkins. And Halifax Panthers are running red hot here in Manchester. They extend their lead. A hat-trick for Hawkins. Fax lead 34 points to 10.
And guess what I'm going to talk about here? That triple combination. Bourson, Bashara, Hawkins. And it's Hawkins on the end of it, isn't it? Just brilliant rugby between those three. They are pulling all the strings at the moment. Bourson once more getting on the outside, just making himself awkward and difficult to handle. Gets the offload away. Bashara's acceleration. Jody Boyd-Ward's turned inside out, can't do anything. And that man there in vision gets his third try of the afternoon and his sixth conversion as well. Then all the points are his way.
Well, halfway through the first half, it was 12 points to 10. It's now 36 points to 10. A devastating spell of play. Bourson, Bashara and Hawkins.
That triple combination. It's running red hot at the moment. And it's so difficult to stop, isn't it?
One there.
And I've no doubt that during the week that James Simpson and his troops would have talked about them three, containing them. But saying it's one thing, doing it's another.
Two there.
We've been fortunate enough, Mark, to watch so many of these players over the course of the last couple of seasons. And it's those players who are usually at the heartbeat of everything, is Collins.
He went down holding his shoulder there, didn't he?
He looks in difficulty.
Well, Leeds will be looking to him. You mentioned just in the build-up to that Tom Halliwell, the England captain, maybe not had his best half of the season, but he's got game in him as Tom. He'll come back into this one as a ball downfield. Bourson is trying to sweep round. Hawkins is sweeping round. Halliwell is there on the cover. And here now is Boyd-Ward who comes forward. But Halifax, I think Boyd by that lead now, feel they can put the squeeze on. They know a big couple of minutes here defensively, and they're going to have a very healthy lead as the ball's batted down. That'll be back to zero.
That's zero.
It's important for the Rhinos that they get a try here just before half-time if they can. Get in and regroup, because
one there, one.
Apart from 10 minutes in the first half, well, Halifax have just so much just dominated the game. But the worrying thing for the Rhinos is the amount of breaks and the amount of missed tags that Halifax have been able to achieve by just coming out of their own end. They haven't dealt with them very well, and a lot of breaks have come from deep inside their own half.
Well, Bashara had Challenge Cup final heartbreak play for the Dragons against Leeds. Is he going to get grand final revenge? Here come Leeds. Ball back on the inside. Butler trying to work his way down the field. He's held to get the chance to play the ball, but what are we, 30 seconds or so remaining. Leeds need to get on with this.
No, here. Tackle three.
Collins now.
That's four. Tackle four.
And right on half-time, Nathan Collins has got his second right on the buzzer. to give Leeds a lifeline in the grand final. Scraps is scrapping away for Leeds.
Yeah, and he'll continue to scrap right to the very end there. Poor defence really from Holmes, if I'm honest. But Scraps there drags them back into the contest, doesn't he? An important try as well at 36-14 at the half-time break. He'll get this kick as well right in the middle of the post. You'd imagine he'll knock this over to make it 36-16 heading in at the break, and perhaps it just alters James Simpson's team talk there.
Nathan Collins going right to the hooter. Can he add the conversion? Takes his time. Could be a vital 2 points. Sends it through the middle. That will give hope to the Leeds Rhinos. But that was the man of the first half, Rob Hawkins, a blistering hat-trick that has fired Halifax into an emphatic lead. All the reaction to come, but the holders have got work to do because Halifax are in control. At the break, it's Leeds 16, Halifax 36.
It's the 2022 Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. We predicted an entertaining game, and that is exactly what we have. A hat-trick for Halifax's Rob Hawkins has given the Panthers a 20-point lead at the break. They have thrown everything into that first half. Where has it gone right for them? And is it possible for Leeds to get back into this grand final? Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. We are at the halfway point through this season's showpiece event between the Leeds Rhinos and the Halifax Panthers. And it is the Panthers who lead the reigning champions, the Rhinos, 36-16. A Rob Hawkins hat-trick giving the Panthers a 20-point lead at the break. But how vital was that converted? Nathan Collins try right on the halfway point. Lynn Kenning, you can see there, entertaining the crowd here in Manchester. Joining me to have a look at the first half analysis is Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Tom Coyd. Gentlemen, what a first half we just witnessed. Tom, are you surprised by how much the Panthers lead the reigning champions?
A little bit, yeah. I thought they started very well, the Panthers, and then Leeds kind of weathered that storm and started to work their field position game. And when they came away from that, facts just went bang, bang, bang.
They certainly did go bang, bang, bang right from the kickoff. Jonesy, Halifax scoring inside the opening minutes.
Yeah, well, Wayne Boardman's comments in the week had some real intent, and I said at the outset of the programme, I feel that feared a little bit for Leeds, and we've seen that happen through Buson and Bashara, the way they're carrying the ball off the back fence. Nathan Holmes just laying up the plays for him and getting the quick play of the ball, but you can see it from Buson, really tall guy, ducking and weaving, getting his arms away from contact and just threading themselves through the Leeds Rhinos defence far too easily, scoring some long-range tries there, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. I think they come onto the ball so fast, and you look at the way that Seb and Jeremy especially work together, working in tandem. It's so hard to deal with.
It's just at a level of intensity that Leeds haven't been able to match, unfortunately. But when Leeds do play well, it comes through Collins' kicks. When they're really nice and well weighted, they've had some repeat sets, they've got the ball back, some tackle restarts, and again laying up for some plays that look like they're coming from the training field. Yeah. And again, when Leeds play well, they look like they've got a little bit more cohesion, a little bit more team in it, and they've got some nice plays on the end. Another Collins kick, regathers the ball, and they've got some nice plays on the end of them there, Tom.
Yeah, Leeds are a strategy team. They need good field position. If you look at the tries they've scored, they've all come off the back of 8-metre restarts where Halifax have kicked it dead. So once Leeds get down there, they've got the talent to get over the line. They've just got to control the game a bit better.
We're saying it's a little bit like the Huddersfield Giants. Want to beat opposition's 20, score points, whereas Halifax seem to be able to score points from anywhere.
Speaking of Halifax, with the lead that they have at half-time, do they go into the dressing room feeling relaxed?
I think they will, and I think if they come out in the second half and keep playing the way that they have, they'll be able to take this game home. If they start doing, to be honest, some of the things that Leeds did there, which is make poor errors in their own half, their execution, like throwing balls behind each other, if Facts start doing that and Leeds start getting a grip on this game, you'll see them come rip-roaring back.
And this game, Jonesy, is all about momentum, and it seems that Halifax Panthers had all the momentum in that first half.
They certainly did, and they built it and they owned it. And again, it's these two. Bashara for Buisson, a wonderful weighted kick, and he's just gone through with some real pace, gone down under the sticks, put ball down completely untouched. And again, it just started this torrent, a lovely little nip over there, little chip over. Obviously planned by these two who play together at the Catalan Dragons, obviously train twice a week together, and you can see that synergy. They're like Sith Lords, they're coming twos.
Yeah, they've been outstanding this first half.
And again, Hawkins on the end there is just speed to kill, hasn't he, when he gets the ball there, Tom?
Yeah, that power trio they've got, it's Bashara, Buisson and Hawkins. I think the guys in commentary were referring to it. Once it's crisp and they get the ball in and out of each other's hands, they're on the back foot all the time.
Watch this, world class. Bit of a version, like Jai Field, isn't it? Once he gets a little bit of space, nobody can catch him. And you reckon this could have been a sin bin, Tom, there? A bit too much contact from
I think
James
it was
Simpson.
a sin bin. I think it was a sin bin, definitely. It was foul play. In this game, you're not allowed to grab anything apart from the tag. And I've not seen the slow-mo, but I'm pretty sure Simo grabbed a lot more than the tag there.
James Simpson throwing everything into this game.
Yeah, and look at Buisson again. What skill there is in this game. A bit of grip the ball like they do. Just slightly deflated, I think, to 9 PSI. Just enough to get their hands round. And it reminds me of an old teammate, Alau TT. But again, Bashara far too strong. Little outside flick. One-handed put down, and they're getting right ahead here, Halifax, putting Leeds right under the pressure. And I said, didn't I, that it'd all be about whether they've got the resilience to weather it, to persevere through the storm. And thankfully, just before the half-time, Collins nips over to give themselves a chance to get themselves back into the game.
How vital would you say that try was, Jonesy, right on the buzzer?
Yeah, really vital, and the 2 points as well. I think they've got to regather, talk about scenarios that they've probably not been into many times like this, where they've got to come back and have a response. But wow, what a victory it would be if they did get that response.
Well, Tom, speaking to Wayne Boardman, the head coach of the Panthers, he said this week that part of their game plan was having Seb Bashara sit on Tom Halliwell and shut him out of this game. Do you feel he's achieved that in that first half?
Potentially, yeah. I'd say, in fact, Halifax's defence has been solid. I think Tom's trying to do a little bit too much. He's coming onto the ball not fast enough, and he's trying to touch it probably few too many plays per set. I think, like James is saying, they've got such good team cohesion and everyone fulfills their role so well. I think Tom just needs to step back a little bit and pick his moments, like the way that Nathan's been doing. When he comes onto the ball, he's scored 2 tries there when there's not been much on, so I think Tom can do that too.
Well, Tom Jonesy, we'll hear plenty more from you after the break, but it's the 2019 champions, the Halifax Panthers, who have a 20-point lead over the reigning champions, the Leeds Rhinos. The Rhinos have it all to do in this second half, but can the Panthers continue this dominance, keep the momentum and hold on, and at the end be lifting that Super League trophy? All to play for after this break. The 2022 NRL season draws to a close tomorrow morning, live on Sky Sports Arena from 5:15 a.m. The women's competition sees the Newcastle Knights taking on the Parramatta Eels before a Western Sydney derby. For the first time in the history of the NRL, we will see the Penrith Panthers take on the Parramatta Eels in the decider. But right here in Manchester, it is the 2022 Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final between the Leeds Rhinos and the Halifax Panthers. And as you can see there, the Panthers with a comfortable 36-16 lead at the break, thanks to a hat-trick from Rob Hawkins. The Rhinos have it all to do in this second half. Tom Coyd is alongside me, the head coach of England and the London Roosters. Tom, can Leeds get back into it, and if so, how?
100% they can. I was just saying to Jonesy then that there's way more points in this game, probably more than there is at the moment. So I think what they need to do is stay patient, kick deep, get it to stand up and back the defence and just wait for a Halifax error.
Well, we have thoroughly enjoyed the first half. Plenty more where that came from. The second half is about to get underway. Time to go back to your commentators, Kyle Amor and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Jenna. Rob Hawkins, the man of the moment, a hat-trick for him in the first half. Will there be more to come in the second half? Live from the National Basketball Performance Centre. It is the Rhinos against the Panthers in the Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. The Panthers 40 minutes away from getting their hands back on the crown. They'll feel they're on the way, Kyle, but the job not done yet.
No, it certainly isn't. You know, the guys in studio there, they mentioned it, didn't they? You can't switch off from this Rhinos. They are champions for a reason, and I'm hoping and expecting to see a bit more from them. But take nothing away from Halifax, their speed and how they went around this game, largely through those three names that we mentioned so many times in the first half. Were able to sort of supply Hawkins with that, you know, that 20-point blitz that they threw at the Rhinos in that second half of the first half.
Here's Halliwell again. Simpson tackle, last one. Halliwell now gets the ball. Did he get the kick away in time? He did. It's play on. Hawkins didn't collect it. Ball needs to go dead, and it was not dead in the end. That was better.
Better from them, yeah. The little kick over the top there from Halliwell. We mentioned first half, he's been very, very quiet by his standards. There's a positive sign there for them and his team.
Good goal line dropout all the way down. And normally in the running game, you'd say, oh, they're going to get the ball back, Halifax, but they won't. It goes the way of Leeds. And it's easy to be critical. We saw a couple of kicks earlier on that maybe just went one roll too many. It's fine margins. Those centre fielder play, they're great kicks.
Yeah, no, it certainly is, Mark. You're right. You know, those fine margins are so often how big games are decided, aren't they? But for me, it's the way that the Panthers have just attacked from deeper in the half that's been the difference.
Good run there, simultaneous tackle, so Simpson's got to wait and double tag. Halliwell, nice pass to Butler. Butler gets away from one, he's still got it, and that's a good offload. Now a chance for Leeds. Halliwell now looks for Boyd Ward to come back inside. Boyd Ward keeps it alive. Leeds is starting to play. Collins to Simpson. Oh, big shot, yes. Bourson came out and put the shot on the Leeds skipper. Halliwell now starting to get more involved. The ball's starting to move a little easier.
This is better, isn't it, from the Rhinos? This is more like what we've been used to seeing. Players in motion, threatening spaces.
Look at this. Simpson this is good. This is game management here. He's taking his time. There's a planned move coming here. Look at Seb Bassara saying, come on, how long's he going to get to re-tag?
Wait for me, James.
Simpson will play it. Halliwell gets it away. Chance here. Butler's tackled. Well, they ran it. And to be fair to Halifax, they defended it well.
Yeah, they defended well all afternoon, haven't they? Just got switched off there at the final play of the first half with that try from Collins, his second of the afternoon. But other than that, I think they've been pretty much perfect, haven't they?
Here's Bourson. We're just having a chat off there about they need to tackle this fella, but when he's 6'4" and he's got long levers like he has, sometimes it's impossible. But they've missed Bashara, and Bashara goes forward. Boyd Ward gets in front. Good pick up and then a push. But it's play on. Holmes out of his chair. But he's able to get back in and will play it again.
Under pressure from Butler there, Holmes.
Ball works its way along the line. Bashara weaving, gets it to Bourson, bounces off one, gets it away to Hawkins. The tackles are coming in, the collisions are growing, but Halifax are rolling forward again. They're looking to move it now. Bashara gets off, but he's in touch. That would have been spectacular.
Said Bashara, he done everything right, didn't he? Just the field for him and Holmes just needed to be 2 more metres wider.
Wow, that was close. Respite for Leeds as Butler now gets under one.
He's been good since he come on, hasn't he? Butler was impressive when he entered the field in that Challenge Cup final, scored a couple of crucial tries that day.
Well, he's quick, he's rangy, and he's got the skill. Here now is Simpson, moves it wide, gives Collins a bit of running room. Collins comes back in. Halliwell wants it, gets it. Halliwell is tackled there by Nathan Holmes. Pull now, kick over the top. Butler's after it, goes to Simpson, and another big collision, but it's back to one for Leeds.
Well, the second half certainly started at a higher intensity than what the game began.
Oh, tags. Simpson. Real ambassador for the wheelchair game and for the game as a whole.
That's one.
One of many life stories that really do show just what people these athletes are away from the game. Here's Halliwell now. Looks to get it away to Butler. He's tackled.
It's another penalty, isn't it? And it's just more pressure for Halifax. So far, they've been able to defend these sort of sets. But there's an opportunity now to put a set together, perhaps something they've been working on in training, as Butler just lays that point.
He does, gets it away, quick hands, Colin. Oh, he was looking for the winger. They weren't there. That was a walking try, gone begging for Leeds. Now they'll get it wide. Now they've got one. Boyd Ward will bang the ball on the wheel. That's a try for Jody Boyd Ward. Brilliant from Leeds. Patience pays off. They were denied down the left. They move it along the line, and Jody Boyd Ward is over. Her first of the grand final.
Well, Tom Coyne mentioned it at half-time. The threat of the Rhinos, they won't go away. All champion players and championship sides, well, they never die, do they? The never die attitude on them, just to keep applying the pressure. But on that occasion, they get over.
And Jody Boyd Ward there, banging the ball, touching the ball on the wheel. She's a limited movement play. You'll see that luminous armband on. And that's because Jody is limited movement. She doesn't have to put the ball on the ground. She can put it on the wheel. And that's why the try was given.
What an important try that was in the context of this game.
Collins looking to add the extras. 2 from 3 first half. Sends it. That's a good strike. He got hold of that one, didn't he? Well, tries either side of the break. And as Tom Coyne said, if Leeds can get territory, they'll get points, and they have done.
Yeah, it all come off the back of back-to-back penalties as well. James Simpson there, good pictures of those two celebrating together. And they deserved that, Mark, they really did.
Ready.
The way they've started this second half has been incredible for the Rhinos, just constant pressure.
Butler with a good catch. The song was in. Interesting how Halifax react.
That's 2.
Halliwell tackle. Simpson quickly on it. Marcus not square. Gets away. Lovely pass back to Halliwell. They've got numbers if they go through the hands. Butler can't quite get it away.
He's still going.
He's still going.
3 there.
He's tackled eventually, but Leeds are just getting on a move downfield here. Halliwell tries to get up. He was double tagged there. That could have been a penalty, but simultaneous calls the official. As Collins now back to Butler. Butler's still going forward. Last one. What have they got? They'll go to Collins. Collins is going to put the kick over the top. What's the bounce like? It's still...
Oh, he's got it! He's got it!
And Collins has got it down! Hat-trick for Nathan Collins! Never ever let the rugby league ball bounce! Collins alert! And he scores, completes his hat-trick, and the champions are right back in it.
What a special player this young man is. Kicks over the top. Everybody gives up on it, not Collins. He chases it all the way to the end, and that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a finish.
We talk about fine margins. That is it, and the angle of the ball, that is a try. Great call from the officials. Well, we highlighted this fella. I know Tom and JJB highlighted him right at the top of the show. It's because he's a world-class wheelchair rugby league player, and he's dragging the Leeds Rhinos back into this grand final.
He certainly is. You know, we mentioned, didn't we, during the break, Mark, that we just felt that Collins was out there on his own, it seemed, in that half for the Rhinos, but you know, he certainly, all of them now seem to be gelling a bit more, playing a bit better rugby league, and as a result, that's why they're now 8 points behind.
Here is the hat-trick try, or the hat-trick in total. He's brave, he's tenacious, he's skillful, and like any good sportsman, he never, ever gives in.
That'll be disappointing for the Panthers when they watch that back. He has no right, really, Mark, to get to that ball, but he does.
Okay, when you're ready, guys, stay behind. Okay,
Well, a 26-point lead is down to 8 within 9 minutes. This game now...
Well, if they score again, you just wonder psychologically what's that doing to Halifax Panthers after such a commanding lead in that first half. They need to settle down, regroup, regather what they're trying to do in this half, because the Rhinos are in a mood now.
They are in a mood, and Simpson, can he get the ball away? He can't. He gets it to Halliwell, though. Halliwell back to Simpson now. Simpson looking to keep it alive as Holmes almost leaps on his back. Last one. Collins is going to kick again. He kicks for the in-goal area. He's looking for that post. It's going to stay in the field of play, and they're going to make the tackle. All of a sudden, the kicks that were rolling dead in the first half are staying right where they're supposed to be, and this boy Collins is pulling every string available.
He certainly is. The weight of that kick was perfect to trap Hawkins in goal. Terrific chase as well from Butler, and this is what we're used to seeing of the Rhinos. They're the very best at playing that sort of Huddersfield style of game, in the running game, of just possession and territory and strangling their opposition.
Well, they put on a masterclass to beat the Dragons in the Cup final. They are looking for a second successive domestic treble. They won the league leaders, they won the Challenge Cup. Can they get their hands on the Betfred Wheelchair Super League title again? Or will Halifax hang on? Halliwell now starting to get busy, gets it away to Collins. Little grubber kick, more danger for Boardman. Boardman's going to be tackled. They tighten the noose again.
Yeah, Collins once again. Them kicks now, Matt, you mentioned it, that little final bounce in the first half, it was running dead, and just watch it there, sit up there. Collins is able just to keep turning the screw, isn't it? That's a great kick restart from the Panthers.
Oh! Stayed in. That could be a game changer. Collins' tackle. What a goal line dropout that was.
Yeah, you just wonder now if that's the moment where Halifax, they ride the next 10 minutes of momentum off the kick, but the chase is equally impressive, and the quickest man on the field there, Hawkins, is able to trap Collins in his in-goal area.
Nathan Collins, who got a hat-trick in the grand final last year. Busson, did he get lucky there?
The referee waved it straight away.
The referee had a great view of it, and Halifax, for the first time seemingly in a long time, have got their hands on the ball. They've just weathered a storm from Leeds. Can they come back? Bashara looking to lead the charge.
Oh, brilliant.
Bashara will score! Goes in! Underneath the post, and in the blink of an eye, the grand final turns around again. Leeds saw they had Halifax under the pump at one end, but Bashara scores and extends a Halifax lead, and it all came about on the back of this brilliant goal line dropout.
Yeah, it certainly did. That goal line dropout that the Rhinos thought they were going to get another set turned into a set, another attacking set for Halifax. And it's the work Seb Bashara does here. Just watching the evasion of him, twisting in and out, and he's away, and he's able to score right under the post. The threat was all on that left side of the field. Perhaps the Rhinos thought that the ball was going to go out there, but Seb Bashara, a brilliant player in his own right, has just calmed the nerves down and almost put out the fire of a comeback from the Rhinos, but there's still plenty of game time left. The piece of individual brilliance from that man there. A professional trumpet player. Is his job, well, he can be blowing his own trumpet there on that occasion.
He can indeed. Seb Bashara. That will settle them down a little bit. We asked how would they respond. Well, they respond with points. Leeds, one missed tackle cost them. But they are still 12 points closer than they were at the break. And I think if you'd have offered Leeds Rhinos that 13 minutes into the second half, I think they would have taken that.
Yeah, without doubt, yeah.
Big collision again, but a quick play of the ball. Look at Bosson swooping onto the ball, gets it away to Boardman. He's wrapped up far side. Here now goes Holmes. Last one. Boardman to Bosson, Bosson to Bashara. Does he know it's the last one? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
I don't think he did.
Well, he turns around and barks at Bosson. The obvious play was Boardman just to kick it over the top, wasn't it? But perhaps a lack of communication between them. And they turn it over as Jody Boyd-Ward crosses the halfway line now for the Rhinos.
Boyd-Ward gets it away to Halliwell, moves it wide. Again, Butler evades. He's still not been tackled. He has now.
He's good at doing that, isn't he?
Here's Collins. Collins is wrapped up. Plays it here to Halliwell. Butler on his outside. Didn't see him initially. Can't make the pass. This is the last one. Collins again will put the kick in. Has this one just got too much on it? It's bobbling around in goal. And Bosson has to go safety first. Collins has got the ball on a string at the moment for the Leeds Rhinos.
He certainly has. Every single one of them kicks in the second half have been weighted perfectly. Boss on there. Perhaps the Collins try in the back of his mind, knowing that he can't risk it bobbling up and being grounded. He just hacks it away.
Well, when you're 14 points to the good, I think it's the right thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a grand final. We heard earlier on from the coaches talking about the importance of doing the basics well. Well, that was a basic thing done well. But here now is Butler. Butler's weaving his way forward. He's out of the chair. He's smashed into the ground. Bashara, in fairness there, just checking that his opponent was okay. He's quite tall, isn't he, Butler? He's got a low chair as well. Quite often he does overbalance a little bit, but they're all tough cookies, aren't they? That comes with a game. Now going forward, Collins slips the ball away.
Nearly had the chance.
Through there, Halliwell, they've got bodies in motion. Collins is one of those. Puts the kick in, but the whistle is gone here. So we're going to get another set here.
Well, last time they were down here off the back of a penalty, Mark, they come away with points.
Need to go here. 25 minutes of the grand final remaining. The champions are behind. The Panthers looking to regain their crown. They last held in 2019. All here now, looking to move it wide. Halliwell was tackled. Thought for a moment he was in. He had Butler, but he couldn't tag in time. The timing not quite right. Here now is Simpson. Simpson tackle. Collins is in motion. Collins looking to offload the ball. Gets it to Boyd Ward. Ball back on the inside. Simpson still going. Couple of metres away. Halifax defending well here at the moment. Halifax right on their own line. What can Leeds throw at them here? Quick play, the ball gets it to Butler. Butler tackled by Busson. Simpson wants it. Simpson gets it to Halliwell. Halliwell kicks. Back across the face of goal. Caught by Boardman. Offloads it to Busson, who's simply out-muscled in the in-goal area. Boyd Ward, I think it was, with a final tackle.
Yeah, they've just stepped up their ante in defence, the Rhinos, haven't they? As soon as Boardman offloads that ball to Busson, just look at the amount of blue and amber shirts. The whole team are nearly there.
Wait, Seb, wait. Time's off. Okay? Right,
23 minutes remaining. 14-point lead, but as Leeds prove with 3 tries.
Out on the full.
Oh, that has gone out on the full, and that is an error. Bashara has his head in his hands. He knows that is a crucial error. It's okay finding the touchline, but it's got to bounce first, and it didn't on that occasion. Here come Leeds again, the champions. Simpson just pirouettes in front of the post, almost waiting for defenders to come to him here. Halliwell flicks it. There could have been a chance. They didn't push it, Leeds. They're being patient.
Just missing that last pass, aren't they?
Now at the moment, Halliwell did well to hang on to that. Not much room to
They've got on this right side, surely.
Numbers, Collins gets it away. Butler! No, he's gone out in the touch. And Halifax goal line stand holds good.
Yeah, chance gone begging there, wasn't it? Great work there from Nathan Holmes on the inside, just like when they look like they're done. Busson all over Collins. Tom Holmes there, able just to usher Butler over the sideline.
One.
So as Halifax bring the ball off their line, let's hear from the England coach, Tom Coyd. He thought Leeds would come back into it, Tom, and they have done so far.
Yeah, they have. You can just feel it, can't you? This is such a crucial moment in the game, and both sides tussling to see who's going to come out on top in the end.
And you mentioned about getting that kicking game right. The kicking game second half has been on point, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just knew it was make or break for Nathan. They're coming off his hand really well at the minute, so if he's got a few more in his bag of tricks, I think Leeds are in with a good chance here.
They are. They get the ball away. They might have a chance here. Tom, thanks for your thoughts. Tom Coyd, England coach, with us here on Sky Sports this afternoon. Here's Collins, gets it away to Butler. Butler's tackled, last one. Collins again demands the ball, gets it, just feeds a kick into the in-goal area. Bouncing around, Hawkins has got it, and he's done well. He's done so well to get back in the field of play.
He's done really well there, hasn't he? To get out of that, get through that space. Jody Boyd Ward. You just see here Hawkins, he turns, he gets the help off the post. There's a collision in back play, but he's able to get out. And you just feel the Rhinos, they certainly are growing into this game, aren't you? You know there's more points out there for them.
They've got to hold firm here, haven't they? They've got to keep Halifax down this end of the field and let them kick deep. There's a ball to Hawkins now. They're trying to get Hawkins out on the edge. He goes one way, comes back the other, ducks under one tackle, ducks past another one, and Collins eventually gets his man. Two England internationals going at it.
You just get a sense there the Halifax Panthers have done an awful lot of defending over the last 20 minutes and perhaps look a little bit tired, but that's a great kick over the top. Collins is there.
He's got a bounce and there's a break on here for Collins. There's a chance. He's got support with Butler. He gets it away to Butler. Butler gets past one. Butler going for the corner. Offloads it back in field. Back to Collins. Stays in the field of play. He finds Halliwell. Champagne stuff from the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, they're having to throw everything at the mark, aren't they? The kitchen sink, the lot.
That's 3.
Here's Butler. Simpson wants it. Calls for it. Gets it. Goes. Boardman gets his chair in front. Here now goes Halliwell. Halliwell now a big chance here for Leeds. Simpson over the top. Try. Fourth of the grand final for Collins. Leeds hit back. The pressure tells it was Collins' break that led to the try. And Leeds are back within 10.
And it all come about off this kick, didn't it? Nathan Collins, the man who scores it, starts it all off and just breaks away. There's an overchase from the kickers and they're able just to move the ball through Butler, who's caused all sorts of problems all afternoon for the Leeds Rhinos. A wild offload to the back. The play eventually dies through Halliwell, and then off the back of it, it's Simpson, and he's got all the time in the world there. That last pass has to be on the money, and it is a lovely weighted float over the top. And Nathan Collins, well, that's the easiest try for him this afternoon, but it all started with him. 4 tries to his name.
Well, Tom Coy called it. The England coach said that Leeds would work their way back into it, and Leeds are working their way back into it. And it's this fella on your screen. If you're new to the sport of rugby league, you're watching one of the best in the business in the wheelchair game. And now this kick. Get them back within 8. Closest they've been since the 19th minute.
Yeah. You mentioned there about Collins being one of the best players in the world. He was a Golden Boot nominee in 2019. And if he carries on with this form, heading into a World Cup, you'd be a brave man to bet against him scooping that award at the end of the year for sure.
It's his time. The stopwatch rolling in the background. 18 left in this grand final.
Oh, he gets help on the post.
Good. Kiss the post on the way through, but this was the final pass, and Simpson didn't panic.
No, he didn't. Showed all his experience there. And Nathan Collins there, the 4th try of the afternoon, his 5th conversion of the 34 points that the Rhinos have registered. He's been at 30 of them. An incredible performance from him once again.
Okay, make sure behind still. When you're ready, Wayne.
Scored a hat-trick and got the man of the match in the 2021 grand final.
Well, speaking of grand finals, we've got a cracker here. We've got 2 more for you tomorrow. The NRL Women's Grand Final. The Knights take on the Eels, 5:15 a.m. early start on Sky Sports Arena. And we follow it up with the Men's Grand Final as well. The Panthers take on the Eels. Should be a cracker, 8:30 a.m. Sky Sports Arena. Will it be a Panthers treble? The Halifax Panthers in the Northern Hemisphere and the Penrith Panthers in the Southern. We'll find out. 17 to go. The current Super League champions will have plenty to say about that, I'm sure. Clibbins back into the action. Collins over the top. Collins there was impeded in back play. Hawkins is going to get there first. Look at the chase. Look at the chase from Leeds. And they try get him in goal, but they haven't tackled him. They got him over the line. And eventually, Simpson, who was lying on the floor, made the tackle.
But even there, though, although they don't trap him in the in goal, you just know that the Rhinos can. They know they're on the cusp of something really special to turn this second, the first half around in their favour. They're 8 points behind. These two sides, they've met on 3 occasions throughout the league, and 2 of those games have all been sort of finished off with only a try that splits the pair of them.
Well, if Leeds score next, it is going to be a nerve-wracking end. The referee's going to allow Ewan Clibbins to regain his balance there and take up his position at marker as Hawkins comes forward again.
And another try for the Rhinos sets us up for a fantastic finish, doesn't it? 15 minutes on the clock, 8 points left in it as
Boardman kicks. Oh, the bounce is a vicious one, and Bashara's going to get there. Bashara is tackled. Great work from Clibbins.
Yeah, Clibbins back onto the field, replacing Josh Butler, who I think's been incredible this afternoon for the Rhinos. It was a vital tackle, wasn't it? Boardman got the bounce. Bashara collects.
A shake of the hips there.
I think Simpson's had a good second half. He's injected himself. Been difficult to handle. Tom Halliwell growing in confidence. This man running the show.
Collins to Clibbins. Clibbins going for his push. Oh, that could have been a penalty. But Saunders pushed him out of his chair, Ewan Clibbins. Oh, it's the great Rob Burrows, his rugby league hero in his 8th season with Leeds. Here he is on the ball now, Clibbins. Tackle is made, last one. Collins again at the heart of it. Collins takes contact, dribbles the ball through, needs a bounce, and Hawkins has got nowhere to go. Another goal line dropout incoming.
What a terrific performance from Nathan Collins. This second half, he's just got every single thing right, Mark.
When you ready?
Well, he's the man. This time they do find touch, but it bounces, but Leeds will get it back. They'll be quite happy with that. They're getting it back inside the Halifax half. And you mentioned it earlier, Halifax have had to do a lot of defending in this second half. And look, we know how hard it is in the running game. I think it's even tougher in this format of the game.
Oh, without doubt. You know, the amount of times that they have to turn and get back, and then they've just constantly got, you know, the chairs coming at them at such a high speed. Look, they're not even back, and once again the Rhinos are playing. That's just showing you that they're...
Oh, an offload if they can pick it up, Clibbins. Had Boyd Ward outside him. Didn't look like the offload was on, but the bounce went the way of the Rhinos. Simpson moving his chair and then offloading to Boyd Ward. Fires it back to Halliwell. Here's Clibbins.
Oh, needed to go.
Collins was unmarked. Here he is now. Fires it to Halliwell. Great pass! Well, is that a try? The tag was moved. No try. No try. The tag was taken off.
Big call. Get to see it here. He thought he was in, but oh.
Bashara it was.
Oh.
Bashara. You talk about fine margins. That was split-second stuff. Here's Halliwell again. Here's Halliwell again. Juggles, he's caught by Bosson. Checks, Collins. Leeds await the officials' call here, but the try is given. A 5th on the night for Nathan Collins. Leeds' persistence pays off. This guy is having a wow of a game.
He certainly is. I've never seen a rugby league player have this sort of performance in a final. Nathan Collins, a 5th try of the afternoon, and a 5-star performance from him. 38-42. Somehow the Rhinos, well, I know how. It's through that man, Nathan Collins, has dragged his side back into this. What a turnaround, Mark.
Yeah.
Kick to come to get them back within 2.
Wow.
What a game.
Astonishing.
We are blessed that we are covering this game here this afternoon. What a brilliant occasion it's been. You could hear a pin drop here at the moment as he lines his kick up. Takes his time. Comes forward and slots it through. A lead of 26 at half-time. It's now a lead of 2. It is game on in Manchester. Collins with his 5th of the game. And Halifax, who are strolling to victory. Kyle Amor, we have not got a clue which way this one's going, but one thing is for sure, the champions are not going to give this up without a fight.
No, they're certainly not. And that's what championship sides do, don't they? They just keep the trust together, just keep backing themselves, knowing that they've got quality all throughout. And you know, when you've got a man like Nathan Collins, one of the best players in the world, playing his A game, you know, he was good in that second half, but he was doing it alone. He's had help from his teammates. It hasn't all been about him, but he's just been on the end of every single thing. 40 points scored for Leeds Rhinos, and he scored 36 of them. And a penalty's being given away here with ball in possession through Jody Boyd-Ward. Tom Halliwell screaming one set. He knows how important this set is to defend. There's 10 minutes left and there's a 2-point ball game. This is exactly what we wanted, Mark, isn't it?
She's now wearing 3 tags, so she must have touched the tag. On the cross, Rob! On that cross!
You see Thomas Martin coming on, the Ireland international for Halifax, who've got the ball here. They want to extend that lead. Boardman, Bashara. Bashara brings it forward again. He's tackled. Here goes Boardman again.
Just watch the speed of Bolson coming onto this ball, and Bashara out the back. There it is.
It is. Bashara gets it. Oh, reception! Clibbins does! He's got Collins with him! Clibbins trying to go! The length of the field is tackled on halfway. Well, that was great play. Reminiscent of a former Leeds number 6, Gary Schofield, with the interception there. Brilliant. Here goes Collins weaving his way through. Or was he pushed over?
Pushed in the back, yeah, it's a penalty.
That is a penalty now.
Take the
Do
two.
you take the 2? Collins has got the chance.
Well, you just see there, Bolson it is. I mentioned at the start of the game that he has that in his locker. His head sometimes does go.
Off the play, the ball's in play, yeah.
And in the most precious situation there where you need to keep your cool, he's just gifted the Rhinos an opportunity to level this game.
The Clibbins interception. Vital.
It's huge. Right place, right time. Just didn't have the pace, though, to finish it off.
But didn't panic.
Didn't panic, crucially. Look at the scoreboard there.
Well, we mentioned the silence earlier on. You could hear a pin drop in Manchester right now. This kick for parity in the grand final. And it goes straight through the middle. Listen to that roar.
We've got a game on now, haven't we? The grand final. He's 8 minutes away. Which way is it going to go? We're locked in at 42-all. Leeds Rhinos have come back from a 26-point deficit. And they're in grasping distance of finishing that second treble off with a win here today. Halifax, you know they've got something left in them. They just haven't had the opportunity that they had in the first half. The Rhinos have been brilliant
in the second half, Kyle. One try.
Well, it's all just been played to our left, Mark, as we're watching the pictures now. And it's been a real team performance in terms of attack. James Simpson, I think he's been exceptional in this second half. Josh Butler as well. Tom Halliwell still being quiet, but Nathan Collins, Jody Boyd-Ward, she's had a hand in some good moments too.
Here's Halliwell now, gets it away to Clibbins. Clibbins going forward, he's on halfway, last one. Here's Collins again, kick over the top. They're trying to get back for it there.
This is just smart, isn't it? Just keep turning the opposition around, keep asking them to come off their own goal line. They just have to be careful on Bashara and on Bolson because he will have a say.
Well, they will, and here is Bashara now. Halliwell lucky there, he didn't take away the second tag, or that would have been. You feel the penalty, and that's what Halifax need. Here now goes Busson on the quick move. Ball, was it touched? Was it touched?
Yeah, it's a knock-on.
It was.
I think it's a smart play there, really, from Clibbins. He knew he was done there. Busson over the top. If Hawkins had got that...
On the crossroad, let's get him get set.
Well, he would have scored, wouldn't he? He's already showed us in the first half how threatening he is when he gets into space, Hawkins.
Well, a reminder, Kyle, if we do go to extra time, it would be 5 minutes each way before golden point. So more drama yet here on Sky Sports this afternoon. What a final. Here goes Bashara, lovely pass here. Oh, again! Hawkins celebrates! He's over! His fourth, the beautiful pass! And the speed from Hawkins, and Halifax have snatched the lead again.
Yeah, that's so disappointing for the Rhinos after all that good work. I said that they'd have an opportunity. I said, watch out for Bashara. And he just bursts onto this ball, accelerates, draws the man, gets on the outside of Halliwell. He's left grasping at air, and Hawkins salutes the crowd with the ball in the left arm. He knows he's away. As soon as he gets through that gap, he knows he's too quick, puts the ball down. Huge score.
How cool is he? How cool. 4 tries, looking for another conversion. This is a big kick because it gives Halifax a little bit of breathing room with 6 to go. This for a 6-point lead. Again, the arena falls quiet. Hawkins wastes no time. It's a 6-point ball game again. Leeds were level for a matter of minutes. Bashara, the England international, feeds his England teammate. And Hawkins with a celebration, a bit of showboating.
Absolutely. Tom Halliwell just gets caught sort of with his chair a bit too close. Hawkins is able to get on the outside of him.
Well, the ball's on the ground here.
It's a knock on by Leeds.
Yeah. Again knocked on by Leeds. Okay, gone backwards off Halifax.
It's a Halifax ball. Boy, did they need that. That try there just calms them down a little bit, just gives them a small bit of breathing space. Yeah. But as we've seen so often in this game, Mark, a 6-point lead in the blink of an eye.
I thought Leeds were a little bit unlucky there, you know.
Yeah.
Busson lost control of it, but referees have been very good today. Let's not take anything away from them. And Halifax now are less than 5 minutes away from becoming the Wheelchair Super League Grand Final winners. Busson into the game again. He's trying to get past Simpson. He dumps the ball back inside. Bashara with the pass. This is sensational stuff. Halifax to win it. Hawkins is in for his 5th. That was wonderful rugby league from the Halifax Panthers, and that might just be the try that wins a grand final.
Yeah, I think it is as well. And we'll finish this off with how we started. The combination of Busson, Bashara and Hawkins. Well, it's there right at the death of this game, and it puts them 10 points ahead with a kick to come. Jeremy Busson just opening the field up by getting out wide. Bashara underneath. And look at that pass there. As he's falling to the ground, it's just brilliant. Clibbins with his arm in the air, wondering what's just happened.
What a talent this young fella is. And he kicks it. Oh, that was tight. That was tight. Is that going to be a defining moment? There is still time. Look at the emotion from Hawkins. Look at that.
Yeah, he knows it. Look how important it is for him. He's regarded as one of the best young players in the world, Rob Hawkins. An understudy of the greatest in Jack Brown. A lot of expectation on him. We hope to see him in that England shirt come the World Cup. Of course, that team will be getting announced very shortly, over the next week.
Halifax, they looked on the ropes. The Rhinos came roaring back, but the Panthers pounced late. Rob Hawkins, with 2 tries in a couple of minutes, might just have wrapped it up now. Oh, Bashara with a flick pass. Holmes couldn't take it in. Well, Leeds have got to score, and they've got to score here.
Yeah, it's now or never, Mark, isn't it? There's 2.5 minutes left on the clock and 10 points behind. Bashara there just trying to offload that pass. There's too much weight on it. Holmes can't take it in. Butler back out there now.
Well, they need something. And this will be impressive even by the Leeds Rhinos if they can come back here. Halliwell has still got it. He needs to keep it alive. He's still going Halliwell. He's still going Halliwell. And eventually is tackled. He retags. Here goes Collins. Doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. Ball through. He's in. He's in. This game is going right to the final hooter. Wow. Leeds needed to score, and Josh Butler does score. Huge kick to come, but it's a 1-score grand final.
Nice, brilliant work there from Tom Halliwell in the build-up to this. It leaves defenders all over the place. Collins jumps off the back of it, goes in hard in behind the back of the ruck and provides that pass, sorry. And Butler there, 1.5 minutes left on the clock.
Huge kick.
Oh, yes! Here we go.
Listen to the roar. There is time. There is hope. Always tight games between these two. Collins this time the provider. Butler with a finish. And there is 4 points in it.
60 seconds left. Wayne Boardman will use all of his experience and take his time on this kick. Time's off now, yeah.
Oh, look at this.
He knows what he's doing.
The old stager.
Time's back on.
This is it. Grand final glory awaits, but who will get their hands on the trophy? Collins tackled. Oh, it's a penalty
as well. Here we go. The guy to be quick.
Smashes it over the halfway line.
35 seconds left, Mark.
Leeds Rhinos, the champions. But for how much longer? Got to get the tags on. Here they go now. Simpson is tackled. Time for 2, maybe 3 more plays. Leeds fighting to the very end. Halliwell needs to offload it. Halliwell's tackle gets on the wheel. Gets it for Butler. Butler going for the corner. Turns it back inside. Collins finds it to Halliwell. Halliwell going for the corner. Turns, pirouettes. The Hooters gone in the background. They need a try. Collins has got nowhere to go. Kicks it up in the air. Bosson catches it. And the Halifax Panthers.
Look what it means.
Are the Super League wheelchair grand final winners. The emotion comes pouring out. What a final. It had absolutely everything. Leeds almost snatched it at the end. But the reaction of the Panthers tells you everything. Brilliant. They blew Leeds away in the first half. They led 36 points to 10. But Leeds came back. Collins with 5 tries to make it 42-42. Hawkins with 2 late tries looked to have wrapped it up. Butler's try gave Leeds hope. But it's the Panthers who celebrate. Kyle Amor, what a game of rugby league.
What a game, Mark. What a privilege it was as well to tell you the story of how it all unfolded. And the Halifax Panthers, they deserve that, Mark. They really, really do. They've been so good throughout the afternoon. The Rhinos, through championship style, threatened with the comeback. But the man in the pictures there, the pair of them. What a beautiful contest it was between them. Rob Hawkins with 5 tries, Collins with 5 as well. Brilliant stuff between them two. Competitors and teammates at an international level. James Simpson, he played well in the second half, as did Boyd Ward, but the afternoon belongs to Halifax Panthers. And talk about drama all the way down. The Hooter gone in the background, the ball still in play. And in the end, it's Collins with nowhere to go, a chip over the top, and Jeremy Bosson there to catch the ball and win the grand final for the Halifax Panthers. It's been a terrific season, Mark, it really has. What a pleasure it has been here.
It has been indeed. All the reaction from both camps to come. But it is the Halifax Panthers who take out the grand final. It ends here. Leeds Rhinos 48, Halifax 52.
And that, Mark Wilson and Carl Amor, is exactly why we love wheelchair rugby league. What an incredible performance from both the Halifax Panthers and from the Leeds Rhinos. You cannot believe that the Rhinos trailed by 20 points at halftime. They got back into it. It looked like they could do it, but the Halifax Panthers held on. An incredible performance by Rob Hawkins, scoring 5 tries, was absolutely phenomenal. Tom Coyd, you are choosing player of the match. Can you tell us who has won that?
I genuinely didn't know right until the final whistle. Obviously, neck and neck, 4 points in it. So many good players in that game. Seb was massive right the way through. Obviously, Nathan with 5 tries, but player of the match today is Rob Hawkins. Not only did he score 5 tries himself, but in defence, just a beast. It's been like that all season.
Rob Hawkins, congratulations. You are the Betfred player of the match. Can you just try and explain the feeling? Not only were you best player on the pitch, but your Halifax Panthers have got their hands on the Super League trophy again for the first time since 2019.
Yeah, definitely. It's surreal, really, especially to have all these amazing players on the team. And obviously, Halifax is a family like any other team. And to say we've gone through the highs and lows really this season. We went from we lost that final game against London on an undefeated streak before the league split, and then now we had a couple of losses, and say we actually beat Wigan to come here, and then we've just won that in the most close game, I think, of any wheelchair rugby league game that I've been a part of. What an amazing thing, and especially to have both two sides, like especially Leeds fans. I love them booing. I love us being the bad guys. We're the bad guys throughout the whole match. We had Fax fans as well, loyal as well. I love those guys to bits, and just full credit to both teams. Like Leeds, I know Scraps, for instance, his kicking was phenomenal. Tom Halliwell, his captain, well, just being like a leader throughout the whole team, he was amazing today, and I can't credit anyone else. Well, I can credit so many people, but I know I'll be here for hours.
Can you just try and explain how nerve-wracking that game was? Because you went into the dressing room at halftime. You had a 20-point lead. Were you confident? At what point did you feel Leeds get back into it?
We knew that they'd be straight back into it. Like the second half, whistle went for the second half. We never want to like underestimate Leeds. That's why they won treble last year. That's why they've won every other competition this year.
It was one-way traffic, wasn't it, in that second half? And it looked like Leeds were going to work their way back into it. But did you always have faith in you guys coming up with the big win and the big play at the end?
Yeah, definitely. Like I know, I literally once I like tied up the game, I literally looked at my wrist because I've written so much stuff on it. I've got my family on it. I've got what I wanted to do, and even one of them on here was win grand final and become a champion. And that's what we've done today. We've won it once again, and we've cemented ourselves in legacy books once again, so there's nothing more. But we obviously knew Leeds were going to bring it back, and to be fair, it was a very close match, so we knew that we were going to be tough. And the second they scored that like tie to make it a tie, it was very nerve-wracking because I thought, oh no, we might have just messed up here. So
I've got to ask, how do you move that quick in the chair? Is it something you practice or muscles that you work on a lot?
I've had such a stressful week. I sent my chair back, I think, last week to get it repaired. So I've been training in 2 different chairs for that past 2 weeks. And I only just got like probably half an hour training in it because I've lowered all side guards down to make it better for myself. So I only got it back, I think, today because thankfully England team manager John McMullen thankfully picked it up for me because RGK accidentally sent it to the wrong destination. So I was really worried that I would have to play in a different chair, but thankfully, thanks to John, he actually did get it back to me so I could play the way I did today.
Just before I let you go, I have to ask, the World Cup, we know, as Tom presents you with the Player of the Match medal, congratulations, Rob. This is the England head coach, Tom Coyd, as he gives Rob a big hug. I need to know, we don't know what the England team looks like. I understand you perhaps might know, and I think after that performance, Tom, it's pretty fair to say that Rob Hawkins has a place in that England team.
I mean, I'm not very one for being very, like, saying, yes, I'm definitely in it or not, because once again, I don't know it. I wish I could say I did. I really don't know it. So, end of the day, I mean, if I make it in, amazing, but I mean, I've still got plenty. I'm only 20 years old. I've only been in programs since 2019, so I've still got plenty more World Cups for me. So if I don't make it in, I'm going to keep working as hard as I did. In 2019, I made a promise to both Tom Coyd and Martin Coyd. Believe me, I'll be training throughout the whole time to get into a World Cup, and we're definitely going to win it when I do get in.
Well, there you go, Tom Coyd. Can you let us in? Has Rob Hawkins made your England squad? Come on, just give us the one name.
I'm not going to name any names today, Jenna. I know you want it. But Rob's been so good all season. I just want to ask him, was there a point in the season where you knew that this was going to happen for Halifax today?
To be honest, I believed in the boys, but I thought the competition was too tough, really. With Wigan and Leeds, they've both been phenomenal clubs. London's definitely given us a challenge as well, so end of the day, I didn't know. I didn't know if I were going to do it or not, and the rest of the boys did. And to say that we stood here today, and well, sat here as well, and we're all lifting it in front of family. Like, I know my mum came over to give me a massive hug. She's been massively phenomenal. I got my girlfriend at stand as well, and I know I've got my best mate over it, watching it home with his family. So I know I'm going to be making them proud today. So it's surreal to say that we've actually come back since 2019 and we've won it once again in such a close game.
You have. It was so entertaining. It was so physical. We enjoyed every minute of it. I want you to go and enjoy your time now because it is time for the trophy presentation. Rob Hawkins, congratulations once again. You are the Betfred Player of the Match. The Halifax Panthers can get their hands on that Super League trophy once again. Congratulations. Go and enjoy this moment. So we can, for the trophy presentation, go back to our commentary team, Mark Wilson and Kyle Amor.
Cheers, Jenna. What a fantastic young man that fella is. Spoke really well. I thought Tom could have told him, couldn't he? He could have told him.
Yeah, we were saying up here, just tell him. What a brilliant performance it was from him, and you can just tell in his voice the excitement, what it means to him, such a young man experiencing this for the, perhaps the first time.
Yeah, the celebrations down at pitch side. Halifax are the champions again. Their supporters will have enjoyed that one. Leeds, they'll be devastated with that, but they were gracious in defeat. It was handshakes all round at the end. They almost produced one of the most amazing comebacks we've seen. They were way behind in that first half, but right at the end, Halifax seized the game. James Simpson will lead his team forward. It's not the medal they would have wanted here this afternoon, but they have been fantastic champions. They won the League Leaders' Shield, they won the Challenge Cup, and they came short in the grand final by the finest of margins.
Yeah, they certainly did. What a story it's been for the Rhinos. The last sort of 12-18 months has been all theirs, but today belongs to the Halifax Panthers. Nathan Collins there collecting his medal, as Butler does as well. I thought they just started the game overall a bit too slow, Mark, didn't they? They give themselves far too much to do. They showed the quality in the second half, but the damage was already done. The day belongs to the Panthers for sure.
Yeah, we didn't see Paul Horrobin or Verity Smith from the bench today, but very much a part of this Leeds Rhinos squad throughout the season. Geordie Boyd-Ward got a try as well, but it wasn't to be for Leeds today. But I'm sure when they get over the disappointment, will reflect on a fantastic season as Mark Pearson from the sponsors prepares to hand over the wonderful trophy. There it is. That's what all the hard work has been for. There's the backroom staff just getting their medals as well. There's a lot of people that support these teams, not just the players who are lucky enough to pull on the shirt on grand final day. So here come the Panthers. Smiles all round for them. Look at Seb Bashara. He's enjoying this one. They're going to enjoy this moment, Kyle. And this is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? You all go up there to collect it. You just can't wait for your captain to come, get the trophy, aloft it above the head, and then you are crowned champions. You are the best team in the land. And the Halifax Panthers, with the help of Jeremy Bourson and Seb Bashara, have done what many others couldn't do to the Rhinos over the last 2 seasons and beat them in a game where a major trophy was decided. But I just loved everything about them. The player of the match there, Rob Hawkins, sensational. This man here as well, Seb Bashara, just so hard, carrying the ball direct at pace. And Jeremy Bourson, a constant thorn in their side all night.
Martin. And here comes Wayne Boardman now, the captain and the coach. He gets his medal. He's a character, this fella, no doubting about that. He's always got a smile on his face. He looks up at that trophy. There's been a lot of pain and a lot of heartache going into getting his hands back on that, and he will enjoy this moment. Mark Pearson will hand over the trophy to Wayne Boardman and the Halifax Panthers. Wait for it. Look at the smile. Look what it means to the Panthers. He's going to go join his teammates as Halifax Panthers become the Betfred Wheelchair Super League champions for 2022. Let the party begin. They are going to enjoy this one.
Absolutely. Look at the smiles on the faces. They are crowned the Betfred 2022 champions, Halifax Panthers. What a terrific game, Mark. What an advert for the game of wheelchair rugby league. As the curtain falls on this season, we look towards a World Cup final as well. So many of these players out here today will feature in that. But what a game, right down to the final hooter. A 52-48 win for the Panthers, the champions that they are now.
Thanks to Kyle. We'll get more reaction to come. but the Halifax Panthers have regained their crown. They are the Betfred Wheelchair Super League champions of 2022.
Yeah, the pride and the joy is with the Halifax Panthers. They are the 2022 champions. They've got their hands on the trophy again for the first time since 2019. Wayne Boardman and his team have stopped Leeds from winning the treble. JJB, that will be one grand final that will never be forgotten.
What a game. I said that the mid-season international was one of my highlights. I reckon that might have just eclipsed it. What a way to finish off a season, as Kyler Moore's talking about the curtain coming down. A West Yorkshire derby, a great grand final. It had a little bit of everything. And you felt like Leeds were going to claw the way back in and maybe pull off the biggest comeback ever. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it was wonderful. Some great skill on show. And it bodes well for the internationals, doesn't it? When we finally get to find out who's in the team. It's going to be a really exciting one. And, you know, the World Cup, I think, could be really promising and something for us all to get behind.
Yeah, Tom, speaking of the World Cup, we know that it gets underway in little over 2 weeks' time. However, for the wheelchair, November 3rd. Now, I asked you before the game, as England head coach, what you wanted to see with just weeks to go until that showpiece event. You said you wanted to see competition and you wanted to see respect. Did you see both those things out there today?
100%, 100%. And on top of that, grit, like the effort that people like James Simpson put in today, although, you know, on the ball, he might not have had the impact that he wanted to have. As Wayne comes in, I just thought both sides gritted their teeth and got through it so well.
Yeah, they absolutely did. We have the Halifax Panthers head coach, champion player. You've got the medal around your neck. You also have your hands back on the trophy for the first time since 2019. Wayne, try and sum up how proud you are of yourself and of your team.
Well, I mean, the team's just, I mean, I hope we made good TV down in the last second. I mean, talk about last league effort and everything all in. I mean, struggling to put into words, to be perfectly honest with you. The defensive effort in the last seconds. I mean, Nathan Collins today, I mean, if there'd have been a man of the match for me, Nathan Collins actually kicked the life out of us. We couldn't get the ball back. Amazing representation of the game from Nathan today.
Take me through your thought process in the dressing room at halftime, because you had a 20-point lead. Now, in the running game, you would think that would be enough to go on and win. However, momentum is everything in the wheelchair format.
Yeah, literally you can blink in this sport and you've scored 3 tries. It's so important to complete your sets. And when Seb threw that pass, you know, in a minute to go and kind of thing, I was literally like my whole life flashed before me. Yeah, you can blink and before you know it, your momentum's gone to them and you're dead in the water again, struggling to float.
So quite the roller coaster then, fair comment?
Yeah, ridiculously roller coaster. Yeah, I'm getting too old for this kind of thing. The guys need to start looking after me a little bit better, just take care.
Nathan Collins was world class out there, as you mentioned, but you had a game plan to stop Tom Halliwell. Do you feel like you did that this afternoon?
Yeah, I think we shut him down. When they get a fast play of the ball, it's hard to stop everybody. But yeah, I think we shut him down and did what we wanted to do with that. But when the momentum shifted to Leeds, kind of thing like that, and Nathan just would not give us the ball back. Every fifth tackle, it was if he had a sticker on the floor in the dead ball line that he was aiming for every time. We just couldn't get it back.
I couldn't believe the intensity that you played with and the intent in the first half. Did you worry that you blow up in second half and fatigue and ultimately pull you short?
No, not really. That's what we trained for. At the end of the day, we were a team of internationals. You know what I mean? But half the team of both teams are going to the World Cup. That's what we train for. It's for that intensity. But like again, if you take your eye off the ball for a second, you've lost the momentum and they've got the ball.
You were under so much pressure there in the first part of the second halfway, and when Nathan just had the ball on a string, what were you saying to each other behind the sticks after drop out, after drop out, after drop out?
This is wheelchair rugby. Don't worry about it, boys. This is wheelchair rugby. It'll come back to us. Let's just do the basics. Sebastian, let's just finish his sets and complete what we're doing, and it'll come back to us. Clearly, Seb wasn't listening at the time, but anyway.
We've seen the Leeds Rhinos dominate the wheelchair game for a few years now. What does it mean to you to have your name back on that trophy and I suppose to stop the Rhinos from winning the treble?
That was all I wanted. Literally, that's all I wanted, to stop them winning the treble. When we was doing the double, as it were, there wasn't the treble, there wasn't the plate to win, so we just did the double kind of thing, and now they're winning the treble. I'm like, shouldn't we be winning the treble, because that's where we were. So yeah, that's all I wanted, just to stop them winning the treble. Not that, I mean, I love all the guys, all the guys. We're all one team. We're winning England Cup next week, so we're all one team. we'll come together there and we'll be strong as anything from this game. But yeah, it's struggling for words here, guys. I'm not going to lie, it's struggling.
You came together as a team today. You played together as an unbelievable team. But I am interested. You've mentioned Nathan Collins of the Leeds Rhinos. Who was your standout player in your team?
In my team today, I think I'd say Seb. I'd say Seb, to be perfectly honest with you. Apart from the two catastrophic mistakes that he made, kind of thing, he's very error-free generally, and he makes so many yardage. Fast plays to the balls. Jeremy comes off him really, really well. That's something that we were trying to do. We were get Sebastian in there with a fast play of the ball, and then Jeremy can dominate coming forward. So yeah, I'd say Sebastian in our team.
Rob Hawkins won man of match, and deservedly so as well. He talked about being only 20 and a lot in front of him as well. He's got a big future. What does this mean to the legacy of wheelchair rugby league in Halifax?
Well, like you said, that must have made good TV for everybody. Like in the dying seconds of the line, the ball's still alive. Like literally, someone cause a penalty, knock it into the do something, in order to get the ball dead. But yeah, we're getting stronger and stronger and everybody can see the game's getting ferocious, and the tackles are big, and it's a close-ridden game.
It is a fantastic game. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. Wayne Boardman, you can take your trophy, you can go, you can enjoy this moment, because it is one I have no doubt you will never forget. Wayne Boardman, congratulations. Your Halifax Panthers are Super League champions once again.
Get in.
Now we can go to Mark Wilson. Unfortunately, in a grand final, there is always a losing side, and he is with the champion player that is James Simpson.
Cheers, Jenna. James, what an effort, but ultimately you just came up just short.
Yeah, I can't fault the players for the effort they put in the game. We said this final was going to be won on effort. Maybe we just gave ourselves too much to do in the end, but the effort were there from the players, and disappointing to lose, but I can't be prouder of the guys this year. It's been such a tough year across the board. Like Catalan's in the grand final, winning the league leads in the last game of the year, losing by 4 points or whatever on the clock. This year's been so tough for the players across the whole season that, yeah, we came up short, but I'm really proud of all the effort. We win together and we lose together in this team, and yeah, I can't be disappointed.
It looked at half-time that you were done and dusted, but you're a champion team for a reason, and you came back and you got level. At that point, did you think you were going to go on and win it?
I thought we were going to win it the whole way through. Yeah, we at half-time we spoke about a few things. We were giving them too many 8-metre restarts, and off the back of that, they were killing us. So I just said to the guys, as soon as you get rid of those 8-metre restarts, you'll see a change in the game, and that's exactly what happened. And honestly, 3 minutes from then, we thought we had them, we thought we could do it, and then we never once put our heads down in that second half. And yeah, I thought all the way through, I thought we could do it.
You're such an ambassador for the wheelchair game, and the World Cup, etc. I know it's not the result you wanted, but in front of a national TV audience, we couldn't have asked for much more from the game, could we?
No, it's like two top teams. We came top of the league, they came second. They're the two teams you want to be fighting each other at the end of the year, and it was physical, it was tiring. I'm 36, mate, playing 80 minutes. I'll be sore tomorrow, and I think that will be going to be a good spectacle to watch. There's some amazing athleticism. Rob was fantastic for Halifax. I think, yeah, that will have been a good watch.
You won 2, not the third one. Does this just increase the determination from the Rhinos to come back next year and get it back?
This team always want to be challenged. We always want to be challenged. If we'd a clean sweep to this year like last year, it's not the player, we're not the teams we want. I mean, this year we had to play Halifax and some of the best of Catalan, and we wanted that. We wanted that challenge to have to face that. We wanted to go up against some of the best, and we did that today, and we came up short, but we want to be challenged. That's what makes the good players, and hoping at the end of the year, some of this team will be challenging against the world's best as well.
James, thank you for your time. Commiserations, but well done on a great season.
Thanks, mate.
James Simpson, a wonderful ambassador for the wheelchair format. Another wonderful ambassador is sitting alongside us, Nathan Collins of the Leeds Rhinos. I know you are hurting right now, but that was some performance by you and by your teammates. You just never gave up.
No, yeah, we did. Full credit to Halifax, who were a better team on day. We didn't do too good in the first half, and we knew we had to come out of the blocks in the second and put a lot of points back on them, and I think we did that. We were drawing at one point, which shows that we can do it and come back against teams like that, which Halifax have got loads of world-class players, and full credit to the boys. They put everything in, and yeah.
Trailing by 20 points at the break, what was the message in the dressing room at the break?
Not to force stuff really. You know, we were trying to put too many passes on where we didn't need to, and you know, just indeed we needed to get off the line a bit more. And, you know, jump from marker because we seemed to be, you know, letting them come to us instead of us meeting them. So I feel like in the second half we did do that a lot more. So yeah.
Well, you scored 5 tries for your side. You were outstanding. One of the players of the match, really. The England head coach is sitting alongside you, Tom. Throughout that game, you spoke so highly of this man next to you.
Yeah, played a blinder Nath, and he always plays well in big games. I was saying to Jonesy beforehand, this guy's got ice in his veins. And what I'll also say is, I'll give you a rap now, he interviews really well.
He does.
He really does, mate. Yeah,
they used to this good.
Most improved, most improved. The question I've got for you is, you play so well, Leeds as a team, when you're patient and you don't necessarily force it. Why do you think that you let that get away from you at points during the game?
I just feel like in the first half we tried to do too much and we didn't need to. You know, try to put too many forced passes on when we didn't need to. Playing the ball too quick, not tagging up properly. But when we, you know, in the second half, we talked about it at half time and we slowed it down. We composed ourselves and we, you know, got into the second half. We got that momentum going, and I feel that really helped us.
I think you are the pillar of composure. We were talking during the game a little bit like James Roby. It doesn't matter how big the pressure becomes, you always seem as cool as a cucumber. Where does that come from? And that ability to keep calm during the big moments?
I'm not too sure, really. I do like to, you know, if you see me, I like to hover around sometimes, which I do get told off for, you know, not taking every tackle in, but I like to hover around and then, you know, play eyes up rugby, really. And I feel like that helps me a lot, you know, finding the gaps and stuff like that. So I feel like being sat back and watching what other people are doing really helps me, and see how quick they play the ball. It gives me the perfect chance to be able to push onto it.
Well, Nathan Collins, I haven't seen the England team, but I'd put my money that you will be one of the first names on it. We wish you all the very best if and when you do play for England in the next few weeks. Commiserations for today. You were outstanding. Thank you, Nathan Collins. We can now go back to Mark Wilson, who is alongside Seb Bashara.
Seb, Leeds got you in the cup final, but they didn't get you today. How's it feel to be a Super League winner?
Absolutely amazing. Revenge for the Challenge Cup final. That's what I really wanted to see Leeds lose more than I wanted to win today. But no, it was amazing. Absolutely incredible. And the high intensity of the last 5-10 minutes made it feel just even more incredible. So yeah, really happy with that.
First half was fantastic. You couldn't have asked for any more, but you knew a champion side like Leeds would come back. They did come back. How were the nerves at the end?
First half was pretty clinical, and we're really happy with that. But at half-time, I knew we hadn't done enough. Having seen the Challenge Cup final, I knew that Leeds have an amazing second half. And Nathan Collins' kicking is just insane, absolutely insane. And he did amazing, like to always kick it in the dead ball area. We could just never get the ball back, so it just felt absolutely incredible. Nerves just went mad at the end, and I thought both teams really showed their mental strength to just not give up into the last seconds.
You came up with an assist or two at the end that got it done. Rob Hawkins, outstanding.
Yeah, I've found out that my job is to just attract everyone like mosquitoes. They just gather around me, and then I flick it to Rob Hawkins, and he's gone. He's so fast. So I just flick it to him, and he can finish off the job. Yeah.
Wheelchair Rugby League is growing, isn't it? Massively. You've been in front of the Sky Sports cameras. What does it mean to you? You're going to be at the World Cup as well.
I absolutely love this sport. I'm extremely passionate about this sport, and I'm so happy to see it growing and actually being on TV now. I really hope the show today just, you know, makes people really want to watch the World Cup, because it's just coming up in a month's time on BBC and everything. So really happy Sky Sports is covering this. It just means the world to me for people to cover this and watch this game. I love this sport so much. I'm so happy.
Good man. Well, enjoy your evening. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you, mate.
Seb Bashara there. I have the England head coach. Mark Wilson, breaking news there, saying that we'll see Seb Bashara in the World Cup, will we?
Mark Wilson must know something that I don't. I don't know where he's got that from. We'll have to wait and see.
What did you make of his performance today?
Oh, Seb's a stalwart. He's like a machine. If you want to talk running game, he's the prop forward of dreams. Like, he just goes like that, and like, he's right. So many defenders get attracted to him, and Rob finishes so well. It was great to see.
I've pushed you on this time and time again today. I will kind of stop, because we do know that the World Cup for the wheelchair competition begins November 3rd against Australia. The first player's name on your team sheet for that game is who?
As I said, I'm not going to name anyone, but the type of player that it is isn't necessarily the 5-try scoring player. It's the person who lives and breathes the values that some of the players behind us have put together and want to live by. So They talk about sacrifice, selflessness, ownership and connection. The first player on my team sheet is someone that embodies that.
Okay, so you're not giving me names. When can we expect to see this full squad?
Well, it's coming out on Monday.
On
And yeah, I hope that everyone who's watched that waits with bated breath, because some of the people who played today are going to be on that list on Monday.
Well, let's take a look at England's fixtures, their first 3 games in the World Cup, which, as I said, gets underway, the wheelchair competition, November 3rd, round 1. We'll see England up against Australia. Kickoff for that is at 7:30. Then Sunday, November 6th, England take on Spain, and then it is England against Ireland. Tom, I want to speak about a side that isn't on there. It is the current holders, France. A lot of people are saying that they could potentially go back-to-back, and they are favourites to lift that World Cup once again. How wary are you of France, and is there anybody else that you have your eyes on?
Always wary of them. Obviously, they're the team that we've played most recently in the mid-season and then last November, but genuinely we are looking forward to Australia now. That first game of the tournament is crucial for us, because they're probably the 3rd seed, if you like, after France and then us. So we've got to get that game right first, start our tournament well, play the way that we want to play, and then we'll look at France when it comes.
Because the game certainly is growing down under, isn't it?
Oh, hugely. They just secured a massive sponsor. It's allowed them to come to the World Cup a week earlier than they would have done otherwise. They've got warm-up matches secured. They've got their State of Origin product, which is obviously incredible, and that's going to bring their quality up no end. So we are really, really wary of them.
How excited are you about the following that this could bring? So we're talking about the copper box being, I think, sold out, and potentially 5,000 in there, which would be unheard of. Have you seen a real torrent of people starting to get behind the wheelchair game now this year?
Yeah, the interest is growing, and even just on Twitter, it's fantastic to see how much sharing it's got. And I always read the comments in tweets after games like this and after the mid-season international, and the amount of fans that are being converted after those games. So positive, which is unlike Twitter sometimes, but people want to come in and celebrate this game, and it's no surprise why. It's just so good.
When you see a game like this, Jonesy, I mean, the Rhinos, I keep saying it, were trailing by 20 points at halftime. They came out, they got right back in it. They could have won it. Halifax held on. How excited are you for the World Cup after watching a game like that?
I can't wait, because I love rugby league, every version of it, and I've been encapsulated by wheelchair rugby league. You've got to remember, this isn't a disability sport. This is a sport that creates a level playing field for people with disabilities. Anybody can play it, and we've seen a multitude of different skills and talents on show today, and I think the game as it grows will keep evolving as well, and the quality of the games will only keep getting better as we see it exposed on Sky Sports, and it's brilliant. And the World Cup is the best possible platform to get it out there. So Tom, what can people do to get behind it, or if they want to get bums on seats, whether it be a still one or a moving one, what's the call of action?
Well, like you say, I think some of the games are selling out, so don't waste any time if you want to get any tickets, but jump on Twitter now, give us some hype after that, celebrate the game. That's the first thing. Our group games are in Stratford at the Copper Box, the semis in Sheffield and the finals in Manchester. So pretty much wherever you're based in the UK, the other group games are in Sheffield as well if you don't want to watch England. But wherever you're based, you've got an opportunity to watch. And if you can't get there for whatever reason, streaming on so many platforms, and just get there, because you won't want to miss it.
The wheelchair game, as we know, is the most inclusive game there is, team sport in the world. In fact, the World Cup, for the first time ever, is showing all 3 competitions, the men's, the women's and the wheelchair, running simultaneously, as I said, for the very first time. I mean, how good is that going to be for the growth of the wheelchair game?
Oh, it's amazing, it's amazing. I'm so grateful to be a part of a sport that is able to package it up like that. And what I've been inspired by is the England Women's Euros. What the Lionesses did in the summer was amazing to me. And what I want now is for our wheelchair team and the tournament as a whole to have a similar springboard effect, because the influx of girl footballers that there's been after that has been incredible, and I want that for us next year.
Yeah, the game is certainly on the way up.
All 3 teams are really important, but people keep talking up about the fact that the wheelchair team could be the favourites to lift a World Cup trophy. Now, having spent a little bit of a period as a coach myself this year, I understand the pressure that can put you under. How's Tom Coyd feeling about the World Cup and that building pressure as it gets nearer?
Pressure's a privilege, Jonesy. I really, really do believe that, and I think we've got a fantastic chance, and we're honoured to be in that position. That's exactly where we want to be. pressure brings the best out of these players, and you'd seen that. Like, that game there went right down to the wire. Probably the last 15 minutes was the best quality that we saw, because you're hanging by a thread.
Tom Coyd, we cannot wait for the World Cup. We cannot wait to see your England side in action. Thank you so much for your time today, Jonesy. It's always a pleasure having you by my side. Plenty more rugby league. We might be finished here with the Betfred Super League, but the NRL wraps up tomorrow morning. The women's game, Newcastle Knights against the Eels, 5:15 a.m. And then it's the Panthers against the Eels, 8:30 a.m. Sky Sports Arena for the first time in the history of a grand final in the NRL. Those two sides go head to head. We cannot wait. Set the alarms, because that is to play for. But on behalf of everybody at Sky Sports and myself, we hope you have enjoyed watching our Betfred Super League coverage from all three competitions. And how good is that? The Halifax Panthers have their hands back on that Super League trophy for the first time since 2019. No doubt celebrations will go long into the night.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.